And during Craftsman Days, you can save big on what you need from a brand you trust. Get a free Select V20 tool when you buy a Select Battery 2-pack. Plus, get your choice of the V20 string trimmer or leaf blower for only $99. Find these savings and more today. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 7/10 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Center.
It's a Game 7 kind of Monday as the Texas A&M Aggies are taking Game 3 against Tennessee tonight, a game you can catch live right here on ESPN AM 1250 starting at 5:45. In hockey, yes, Game 7. Can Edmonton do it? They're traveling to the Panthers to see who takes the NHL. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning, everybody. It's Monday, Rob.
In every sense of the word.
Happy month, but you know what, man? It's a winner take all kind of Monday.
Isn't that every Monday, though?
No.
Don't you attack every Monday like it's a zero-sum game, a winner-take-all?
No. I don't attack Monday usually.
Oh.
I'm a bottom to Monday more days than not. I just take what it gives me. But today, there's reason for optimism, I would say.
As a Canadian holiday imminent?
Yes. There's not one, but two. Do or die, winner take all, loser goes home sad and pathetic type of championship matches.
Not gonna win. I'm approaching it like I have all week. I don't know how we even got here.
No, you're not.
I don't even know how we got here. We better finish this thing out. I'm running out of Aggie gear.
That's what you're saying.
8 straight days of Aggie stuff is.
You're saying, oh, I'm not worried about it. They're not that good. But on the inside, you have hope.
Oh, I have a fair amount of hope. Man, it's been a tough weekend. We've been living on the edge, man. I mean, anybody who's been following the Aggies, it's been escaping from one fire after another. Bases loaded, 1 out, 2 outs. How many times has Tennessee left all those dudes on base?
Tennessee was like one for, I don't know, 14 or something absurd like that with the with runners in scoring position in the first game, and then second game took care of business. I mean,
we'll get. I think we'll spend a fair amount of time on it. I've never been, when you have the best of 3 and you take game 1, there's always the chess match of, do you play your best? You run your best pitch now, even though it might be shorter rest, or do you rest him and give him a little bit more, but not quite as much as he's used to? And the Aggies went with a bullpen approach, 3 innings per. Let's see if we can muddle our way through. And I think, and then you just kind of sacrifice it. You know what I mean? You kind of let it get away from you. I don't know if I would have not just gone with my ace on a couple of days rest and used that bullpen to his extent just to close the door, because once you get it even,
now you're in a winner-take-all.
Yeah, now you get yourself in that kind of situation, and I'm not sure how much better off they feel like they are today. So, a nervous day for Aggies as we prepare for the first opportunity for a national title in baseball.
There's also a hockey match.
Oh, there is.
A Game 7 as the Edmonton Oilers are trying to become the first Canadian hockey champions in 30 years
since Edmonton. Since this team did it before, with the Gretzky. Although, if anybody has ever had the opportunity to surpass the great, Connor could do it. Man, this guy could put himself on top of the Mount Rushmore with this win alone.
1993 was when the Montreal Canadiens.
Montreal. I thought it was Edmonton.
No. Canadiens.
So this was before or after Wayne left?
this would 93 would have been once the 90s were going, that was Gretzky in LA.
So it was later.
Yeah,
but he won. Did he win in Edmonton?
Oh yeah.
But that was before 93.
Before.
Okay.
But I mean, still, we're talking 31 years since a Canadian team's won their
game,
their national sports greatest title, and they're playing. I mean, let's face it, the team with the greatest, most deep running history and roots in hockey, the Florida Panthers, who have I think they're one of the original 6. Is that right? It's like Chicago Blackhawk. No, they're not. They're just a made up team that's popped up, and but who cares? We've got a game 7 involving the current best player in the world, which is always exciting, and also, I mean, this could be one of those all-time great collapses or great comebacks, depending on how you look at it, as this series was a 3-0 Florida lead and is now 3-3. So the Panthers could be the first team since 1942 to lose a major championship in the finals after a 3-0 lead. 1942, the only time it's ever happened in a championship round, hockey, basketball, or baseball. Well, we've seen like the ALCS with the Yankees and Red Sox back in the day. We've seen a couple of these things. I guess it's never happened in the NBA all the way back from 3-0, has it?
To my knowledge, no.
I don't think it's ever happened.
Does this make this the biggest hockey game in
I think it's up
modern
there.
history?
I think it's up there. I mean, like I said, I think the NHL wishes that it was a team not called the Florida Panthers on the other side of the coin.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Can it be that if it's the Florida Panthers?
They'd love it. They'd love if it was like the New York Rangers or the Boston Bruins or Detroit Red Wings. But no, it's the Florida Panthers.
It'd be like the Patriots taking on the Carolina Panthers in the biggest game in NFL history.
Well, they did that
the
once.
Panthers?
They did that once. It was actually a really good game.
I don't think it was history, though. I think it was of that year, and even then.
Yeah. I mean, listen, Jake Delhomme was the starting quarterback. How big of a game can it be? But
the fact that you remember Jake Delhomme is pretty impressive.
But Connor McDavid, on the other hand, is a name worth watching. So lots in the world of sports.
Split screen for us Aggie fans tonight.
Might be. I'll be getting home just in time for the game. I have been bamboozled into going to Six Flags today after the show.
You act like that's a bad thing. You should.
I'll be honest, right? I'm
man.
exhausted. I've been going, and I did Schlitterbahn on Friday. I'm like being you'd think that I'm divorced from my wife.
It sounds like you are,
and like I'm trying to make the kid like me more.
Fun, Dad.
Yeah. So we went to Schlitterbahn on Friday after the show, and I'll tell you what, Schlitterbahn at age 43, it might as well be a car wreck. I mean, my body at the end of that day was,
did you lazy river it?
No, not much. The only lazy river I got in is this lazy river that goes like,
that's the lazy river.
It's full speed though. There's like giant waves crashing on you the whole time.
No, that's not lazy.
No, there's no lazy river that I found.
What was there?
We did slides, we did tube shoots, we did whatever he wanted to do.
They do that stand-up surfing there?
The boogie board, and I did that.
Yeah.
We both did that.
That's hard work. Now
it is hard work, and I lasted probably about 45 seconds. And I mean, some people lasted like 3 seconds. So but when you wait in line, you wait in line for 15, 20 minutes to get on there, and you go 45 seconds. It's not exactly rewarding.
How was the food?
I don't know that I don't think we ate anything besides Dippin' Dots.
Well, you can't go wrong with the Dippin' Dots.
No, because we went and had a pizza afterwards.
Can you buy Dippin' Dots at the store?
I don't think so.
You can only get those things at Six Flags.
Like at events, yeah. You got like a Rangers game. I'm sure you can get them or whatever. But yeah, I don't think they make them in stores. There's like a freeze drying technique that it's unique. And then Saturday, I'm like beat to hell. I'm in rough shape. This dude gets up and is like, "Let's go to the gym and work out." I'm like, "Work out?" I'm exhausted.
Sun poisoning over here.
And he's like, "Well, can we go for a walk?" So we go walk around downtown San Antonio for a few hours. We're walking about 5 miles.
Dude, that's good for you. But because of that outing, you got a taste of true San Antonio.
I guess so.
I know you stumbled upon greatness, and you found Chris Madrid's.
Oh, I did end up doing Chris Madrid's. What a burger that place is. And then yesterday we went to Comic-Con.
Oh, who was the biggest star doing autographs in your mind?
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake was there?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Ernie Hudson, the black guy from Ghostbusters.
Like the fifth Beatle.
Yeah.
Ernie Hudson.
How about that? Chris Pine was there.
Chris Pine, the Star Trek dude.
Yeah. So there was some big stars. I forgot the girl's name, but it's the girl that plays Miss Marvel was there. I guess that's a new like Marvel show. I don't really care. I haven't seen it.
Is it one of the Andersons or whatever? Olsons?
No. It's a little Latina chick. But yeah, we didn't do any of that. Like, there's long lines for those autographs and pictures and stuff. So
cool cosplay costumes.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people nerding out there.
Their inner slut come out.
There was some of that. We got some art. For the as you know, my apartment is it looks like a serial killer's house.
What is the art?
I got a print that this guy did of Muhammad Ali. That I thought looked pretty cool.
Respect.
So yeah. So I mean, there's this.
I thought you got some kind of comic that had been.
No. There's a bunch of art. Well, I did get another one too. I got a painting of the Punisher. So there was just a couple. Like, I guess I don't want to say local artists because they come from the guy that did the Ali thing was from Chicago, but he just travels to different Comic-Cons selling his wares. But he did some really cool things. He didn't have a lot of sports stuff, but the Ali one I thought was really cool. So I got that. He does a lot of stuff from movies and like he does these paintings where it's like the superhero, and then right next to them is the actor that plays the superhero, and he paints both of them. Who played
the Punisher?
The guy from The Walking Dead. You remember the guy that what's the main guy in The Walking Dead's name?
All I can remember is Carl, but that was the son.
Yeah, so Carl's dad, Rick is his name. Remember at the beginning of The Walking
his
Dead?
best friend cop.
Yeah, the guy that bangs his wife.
That's right, the Punisher.
That's the
I
Punisher.
have seen him. That guy.
He's got real big ears.
Yeah. Tough guy.
He's the Punisher. I don't know his name either, but
here it is. That's him. Whatever him is.
John Barenthal.
Of course, right. John Barenthal. It's really worked out for him.
I mean, yeah.
If he'd have stayed on The Walking Dead, he'd still be working.
I guess, yeah. That show just refuses to die.
The Walking Dead.
Yeah, well, there you go.
You can't kill. You got to stab it in the head.
And now, as a result of going to free tickets to Six Flags today.
Kill it, baby.
And then Wednesday, my kid goes home.
Well, then you got time. You can sleep later.
Thursday, I will rest.
No, you won't be resting Thursday.
Why not?
You're going to be out at Retama.
Oh, yeah. Damn it.
You're going to be calling the camel races.
Friday, I will rest.
Friday, you will rest.
Friday, I will rest.
It's not that far away, my friend. We will take you all the way there. We got draft this week. It's going to be a busy week.
Oh, man. I think Friday we should go. We've been talking about going up and getting those beef cheeks. We might ought to make that road trip.
Sounds like a country song.
Yeah.
Make a road trip for some
slapping beef cheeks. So we'll see how I'm hanging by Tuesday. I don't know what tomorrow's going to look like, Rob.
None of us are. We're all day to day, AJ. That's how we muddle through.
Very, very much day to day. You can get Dippin' Dots online, it says here.
Okay. So did the Dippin' Dots arrive in dry ice? How do they deliver my Dippin' Dots?
I don't know. I mean, that's possible.
They'd have to be.
You can order them online. I guess. I don't know.
Are they too good for my HEB?
I don't think you can get them at HEB.
That's what I'm saying.
You can order them online only.
Why?
Because they probably have to be they have to be super fresh or something.
And no locations. I am down for some.
I do like Dippin' Dots. It is elite ice cream. And Goldfinger says the lines weren't that long. The Jake Gyllenhaal line was like it was like around the building, damn near. I don't know.
I managed to slip into the premiere of the movie he just made with
Roadhouse.
The Roadhouse up in ACL last year, or South by Southwest. Sorry, and it was a movie theater, 100 people. He was in there. He's an impressive cat.
I was actually at the fight in Vegas where they recorded the scene where he was in the UFC and he killed the guy in the cage. They stopped the whole thing, like the actual UFC event that was happening, and brought out Jake Gyllenhaal and recorded this whole scene.
That's random.
And it was so awkward. And I knew they did a good job of making it less awkward in the movie, but in the like when they were filming it, I mean, it was like 90 seconds of the guy went down and Jake Gyllenhaal kept getting
wailed on.
He would beat on him and then they drug him away and then he'd jump back on and keep beating on him. Like, it was a really weird, like, what the hell are they doing? This is going to be terrible. But I mean, they realized that it was way too long and shortened it up, which was a good call. But yeah, they recorded that at the T-Mobile in Vegas, like in the middle of a UFC card. So they had the full crowd and everything, I suppose, is why they did it. But it was, that scene could have been way worse than it was even.
I think when we saw him, he was filming the thing that he's on now on Apple TV because he had a weird kind of haircut. You know, it's funny when you see the actors and they always look different from the last time you saw him.
What's he doing now? What's on Apple TV?
They're remaking Presumed Innocent, which was a 1980s Harrison Ford vehicle with Greta Sachi. They've remade it and turned it into a 10-part series that he stars as the lawyer. He's playing the Harrison Ford character.
Okay.
Accused of murder. The movie was great, and this so far so good with this thing. But my memory of him was just a solid cat. He didn't act like a movie star, just kind of in there. And McGregor was under the influence of something, maybe just being Conor McGregor, but he was wired tight that night.
Yeah.
Valero has Dippin' Dots?
I didn't know that
either.
Well,
there you go. There's your answer.
And Goldfinger says the Latina chick only had 2 people in the line for an autograph. Oh,
that's
I
bad.
I didn't see her line. I just saw the names that they had up there. That's unfortunate. I always feel like that's the worst nightmare is
public appearances are, especially when you're doing something like that, it's a crapshoot. You never know.
You're charging $80 or $100 for an autograph.
Are they really?
It's like a
hell out of
photo
town.
op and an autograph is $100. I think with the Ghostbuster, it was $60.
To take a photo with Ernie Hudson?
Yes.
He does commercials for Thomas J. Henry every now and again.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's come down here to
San Antonio ties?
I guess, to reinforce what was. He hadn't done one in a minute.
And Pumbaa says McGregor's a horrible actor.
Well, I expected more from Conor. You'd have thought he'd delivered a Shakespearean...
Friend, that's an understatement.
A soliloquy offered by Senor McGregor.
That is an understatement. He's
thick. I'll give him that.
He was very healthy in that film.
Yes,
very healthy.
I'm not sure how what natural.
A big deal.
Well, so was Jake, by the way.
Nature.
Gyllenhaal was still kind of yoked, although by the time the movie came out, he had lost some of that pump.
Yeah, and it tends to come and go with
it's
some
a lot
guys.
of work to keep.
It is a lot of work to keep. All right, let's when we come back, we're gonna dig a little more into this Aggie series, Rob. I'm gonna see where you're.
Man, I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know.
I want the truth out of you. We'll discuss that. It's the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1.
Play ball! Missions Baseball returns Tuesday night at Wolf Stadium. Join us for AARP $2 Tuesday, presented by 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. First pitch is at 7:05. Go to samissions.com for tickets.
Hormones can affect everything. Bad skin, bad hair, low energy, poor sleep, brain fogginess, libido, and weight gain. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we take a functional approach to your hormone problems. Eating right and exercise will not be beneficial without optimal hormone function. This goes for men and women. We do state-of-the-art testing to get to the root of your hormone issues and help you get well and stay well. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. We can help. 210-468-1891.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel will help you start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks. Words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks, "How's your French going?" you can say,
Babbel facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue.
Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
The best things in life, they come in twos. 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 tacos. And now for a limited time, get our best deal of the year. Buy any phone when you switch to Consumer Cellular and get 2 months of service free. That's right, the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage as Big Wireless, now with 2 months free. Proof the best things in life really do come in twos. Visit consumercellular.com or call 1-888-FREEDOM. Second and third month of monthly base service fee waived for new customers with the purchase of a phone and activation by July 31st, 2024. Taxes, fees, and third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Not to brag, but Progressive's Name Your Price tool is mankind's greatest tool ever. Even better than the wheel. Sure, without the wheel, we wouldn't have modern transportation or funny videos of dogs riding skateboards. But without the Name Your Price tool, we wouldn't have easy access to auto insurance options based on our budget. And, well, cars do need wheels. They also need insurance, and insurance never goes flat. Learn more about the greatest tool ever, the Name Your Price tool at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
With T-Mobile, you can get tons of benefits and still save because nobody likes having to choose. It's like getting romance and sci-fi.
I love you. Also, I'm a robot.
At T-Mobile, you can get the benefits you want and still save on every plan versus AT&T and Verizon. See how with our savings calculator at T-Mobile.com/switch. Plus, switch and keep your phone. We'll pay it off up to $800.
Via virtual prepaid card in 15 days. Qualifying unlocked device credit service and timely redemption required. Card has no cash access and expires in 6 months. See T-Mobile.com.
Hi, April Lancieri here from the Ansira Auto Group. And Danielle Gunter, Executive Director of Texas Yes, here to tell you about the Drive Away for Education raffle sponsored by the Ansira Auto Group. Proceeds directly benefit Texas schools and students. And now you can help by purchasing raffle tickets. The winner gets to choose a new Chevy, Nissan, Jeep, Volkswagen, or Kia. Plus, there's a chance to win additional prizes through our weekly drawings, a shopping spree, or a gas card. Get your raffle tickets today at TexasYesProject.org. Winner responsible for tax title license and federal withholding.
Hi, I'm Kamiko, the founder of Miko's Hot Chicken. When we started our family restaurant, we were also raising a family. But let me tell you, it wasn't easy. Our Chase Inc. card was there to reward us on all of our business needs. Now we have a thriving location, and we're hungry for more.
With the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited card, you can earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for Business. Make more with yours. Real business owners compensated for their participation. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
Ready for the ultimate outdoor adventure? The Sports Star has your chance to win a getaway to Telluride, Colorado. Your prize package includes airfare and luxurious hotel accommodations for 2, plus thrilling expeditions like fly fishing, kayaking, ATV rides, and more. And it could be all yours. Enter once per day at sasportstar.com. You must be 18 or older to play. This is an Alpha Media company-wide contest. One winner will be chosen. Complete rules at sasportstar.com. Don't miss out on the adventure of a lifetime. Enter now at sasportstar.com. You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Welcome in. So it's Do or Die Monday. That's what we're calling the show today. Do or Die Monday.
I don't like this title at all.
Well, Rob,
I'm just saying Monday's a do or die. That just doesn't seem to go together for me.
It's time. It's time for you to tell the truth, Rob. What's your confidence like as the Aggies go into a winner-take-all championship game for all the marbles?
Hey, man, their top 2 pitchers are down. Their bats are hot. They found their bats late. Aggie's going to start their stud with 4 days or 5 days instead of 6 days rest. It's their bats against our second best pitch. There are worse positions to be in.
Okay, give me a 1 to 10. 10 being it's in the bag, 1 being there's no hope, like it's an Aggie football game. What's the What's your confidence at?
As good as it could be as a battered Aggie.
Okay.
I mean, I'd certainly.
You going up to like an 8?
I wouldn't go that hard. No,
Okay.
no. I think if I was to say anything more than about a 6, I'd be nuts. I think Tennessee would say the same thing. This is a very evenly matched
Competitive
series.
game.
But I do know I'm a realist. I've watched A&M live dangerously. I mean, they're living despite 2 consecutive innings of bases loaded, 1 out or 2 outs. I mean, they've gotten out of some real squeakers, and you could attribute that to as a team of destiny that just wins games, or you could, attribute it to, I'd rather be lucky than good sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know which way to go on that. I know that the Tennessee bats just keep coming at you. And the Aggie pitching yesterday was exactly what you were going to get. That was the plan. Hopefully a bunch of guys can cobble together enough innings to win, and then
they've been kind of doing that. They've been kind of having these bullpen games.
They've had in between the 2 starters. The 2 studs are going 8.5, 7, 8 innings. Both of those guys are filling games. It's the tweeners that are causing, and they've thrown enough. They've cobbled enough innings with some guys that have only thrown 10, 12 innings all season long to get themselves here. But tonight it's going to be best pitch on best bats, and as a baseball guy, that's what you want. I mean, great pitching always seems to win, and if you got your best dude on the mound.
Wow.
But Tennessee is a baseball team. I mean, they're top to bottom solid. I don't like their manager. The more I watch this cat, he's starting to annoy me. But
I don't think you're going to like the Aggie manager for much longer. I've been all I hear about is this dude's like, it's been in the works for him to bail on A&M after this season.
To go to Texas?
Yeah. I mean.
I think that's nuts. That's a crazy assumption.
I mean, I don't know anything about it.
I don't know enough about it either.
Politics of it.
I heard that as soon as what's his name, Pierce?
Yeah.
The Texas, and I heard Schlossnagle mentioned it first. I have a feeling that there might be some long-term stuff there from his TCU days, but that's not a lot of coaches have made that jump. That's a hard fence to get over. And you burn a bunch of bridges the moment you do something like that.
And that's that would be a move. That would be a move.
I can't imagine something like that happening, but I won't put it out of the realm.
I don't know the politics of it, the underlying stuff, but I've just read a lot of. There seems to be a lot of smoke with that, and the fact that you've heard about the same smoke tells me.
I mean, it's typical of the Texas fan to write, okay, list of who could we get, who do we want? This is the want list. And
guy who's doing really good.
Keep in mind they were courting Saban, the national champion.
That's true.
So that's typical of Texas. Say we can get everybody we want, the hubris, and then you end up hiring Tom Herman. So you can go ahead and dream big, and you'll end up getting what you want, or what you deserve.
Yeah, you get what you get. You get what you get, and you don't throw a fit. Well, that's what my wife used to say to my kids.
Texas fan.
Oh, well,
they throw fits.
They throw fits. When you end up with Charlie Strong, it's like, oh.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. They swing for the Sabans and they hire the Strongs.
Yeah.
That is what had happened in the past. So the fact that you bring up Schlossnagle, who makes some sense, but all kidding aside, it wouldn't shock me. Money, anytime there's paycheck involved, I'm never going to question somebody taking another gig. I just know the sidebar of that would be pretty intense.
The game itself, game 2, was actually pretty close for almost the entire game.
Yeah, it was seventh inning?
Seventh inning, they hit the go-ahead homer, and then
pitching just ran out of gas. There just wasn't enough arms to get them through.
And then when it was 4-1 in the 8th inning, and they were acting like, this game's well over. Like that's ball game.
We kind of put a couple of bats together there in the 9th, but the A&M was out of gas. And whenever you're operating, whether you want to say it or not, whenever you're operating with a safety net, whenever even if I make a mistake, I'm not going to get blown up. You never give it everything. If you have the safety net, you like to think you can. That's why the closeout games are always the hardest. If you know that you have a safety net and can go home, whether you win or lose.
Yeah.
There's always something that dulls the blade, whatever it might be. And last night felt that way. Well, we got a chance, but if all things fall apart, there's always tomorrow. And then you play that way, and then you end up playing tomorrow.
This Tennessee Volunteers team looking to be the first team since the 1999 Miami Hurricanes to win the whole damn thing as the number 1 overall seed. A pretty rare deal or at least in recent history, it just hasn't happened.
You know, it hadn't happened in baseball. Number one seeds, that's a kind of a relative thing, as your pitchers are hot. How'd you do late? Is the SEC getting too dominant?
I mean,
is this bad? Is this bad for college football? That SEC, this conference, no matter what the title is, somebody going to be fighting for it out of the SEC.
Yeah, I mean, it's bad if you're not a fan of a team in the SEC. It's bad. Yeah, I would imagine every other fan of every other conference is like, it's getting old.
Well, can you imagine
5 straight titles? Well, I mean, they did this with football too. It was like, who's winning this year? Alabama, LSU, or Georgia?
Well,
who's the national champion?
Wait till the tournament turns around, and there's 4 SEC teams in it. 5, you know what I mean? When we're talking 12 teams, there are going to be 4 or 5.
Oh, in the college football
tournament,
like
I say
playoff.
Yeah, the playoff. Wait till that kicks in. I mean, and this isn't necessarily a great thing for SEC too. I mean, at some point, I'm going to get tired of seeing Tennessee every year.
Yeah.
Play them twice in the regular season, play them again in the conference tournament, and we'll play them again in the World Series. And, or name your other SEC school. It's just one long conference tournament.
Yeah. Well, I'm stoked to see this game tonight.
Yeah, man, as an Aggie, the battered Aggie syndrome, you don't know how to act.
As someone who's lived a life of seeing battered Aggie, I just kind of expect things to go horribly awry for them. But
yes,
I mean, it'd be great for you, Rob. I'll be happy for you if you can get the job done.
Well, it's all about next year. I've learned that.
What shirt are you going to wear tomorrow?
It depends. I don't know. I'm running out of gear, quite frankly.
Yeah.
8 straight days of Aggie baseball. I'm running out of.
Have to do some laundry.
No, it's not the end of the month yet.
Oh,
we still got another week. I counted. I have 7 more pairs of underwear.
Well, maybe tomorrow you'll be wearing an Omaha shirt.
I will buy gear.
You have.
I will stimulate the economy if there's an Aggie championship.
A hat, maybe, or are you a hat guy?
There'll be a ceremonial hat that will go in the closet of fame.
Okay.
And of course, there'll be some sort of garment that I can wear.
All right. Well,
I replaced my women's national championship and my track national title.
So, is that what is that their last title?
I think the women's basketball team was our last national.
When did the women's basketball team win?
4 years ago, 4 years ago.
Oh, that's not that long ago.
No.
Oh, you're getting spoiled, Rob.
Yeah, man. All these riches that
jeez.
We got a lot of third place trophies.
Rob wears a replica ring, a replica
ladies
well,
I wear the replica 1940 or what was it, 59, whatever title we supposedly won.
Yeah.
I have that replica ring.
Yeah, allegedly won a title. I don't remember that.
I never saw it either, but they tell me that there was a national championship.
This is Edwin's way of making you feel
14.
old.
Was that long ago?
2011 was the time they won the title.
I was thinking of the Elite Eight.
Jeez, 2011 you thought was 4 years ago, Rob?
Yeah. I'm 58. Ask every other 58.
Time flies.
Ask every guy my age. What happened last week? You go,
4 years ago?
Didn't the Cowboys just win?
Yeah, 4 years ago.
4 years ago, Cowboys won a title. That's every Cowboy fan.
4 years ago.
Ask a Cowboy fan when they last won a title. So it was about 4 years ago, about 96.
Well, I would say Aggies due. This is you guys are due. 1939.
That's the mythical
oh my God, they
title
beat Tennessee.
See, I'm not even sure that ever happened.
Well, they beat Tennessee in the votes. They didn't beat Tennessee head to head. Back then, you didn't have to play. They just like the president of the United States decided who's the champion, which was like maybe the most absurd idea ever. It's like, there's President Abraham Lincoln. There's 2 teams that are undefeated. Who is the champion? Well, let's give it to Texas A&M.
The land grant school.
That's right. All right. When we come back,
we're gonna win. By the way,
I mean,
we're gonna win.
You said it in your Sports Center update that it's over. Basically, I think that might have been your death knell.
Maybe.
We're gonna talk about penises, South American penises, particularly Brazilian ones, and why they're all disappearing. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up Monday on the Blitz, Jason Minix makes his return. He will be back. There'll be a lot to talk about. The NBA draft is coming up on Wednesday. A preview, I know. And how about those Aggies? Did they get it done? We'll talk about that as well. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
George gets justice. In life's most challenging moments, getting the right help matters most if you've been injured. Get George at George Salinas Injury Lawyers. With a track record of success and a dedication to their clients, George gets justice. George Salinas Injury Lawyers is not just a law firm. They're your support system. Get George at George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textblend.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or play stop, opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details.
Homeowners, ready to replace your windows or patio doors, but think it's going to be too expensive? Well, think again, because with Renewal by Andersen, you can get top quality, affordable windows and patio doors for no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. That's right. You don't pay a dime for an entire year. Just text LONG to 200-300 right now for your free in-home window consultation and free price quote. Upgrade your home with new energy-efficient windows and doors installed by certified master installers from Renewal by Andersen and get their best in the nation 20-year warranty. Renewal by Andersen is the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies. Act now and get your windows and patio doors for no dollars down, no payments, and no interest for an entire year. Plus, save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Text LONG to 200-300. Text the word LONG to 200-300. Don't wait. Text LONG to 200-300.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low. It just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
Only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly. Be 21.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
The NFL lives right here. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Morning Huddle, 94.1. We're talking British accents during the break. I only like Peaky Blinders accent and Snatch accent. That's the only ones that are acceptable to me.
Which I guess is probably considered low class British.
I like low class British people.
I think you're
that fits me. I'm a
you caught me.
I'm a scumbag.
Well, wow.
Yeah. Well, listen, I
didn't call them scumbags. I just called them
you called them classless scumbags.
Bean-eating scumbags.
Something terrible is happening in Brazil. This is a disaster, and hopefully it doesn't spread to the United States. But penile cancer is running rampant in Brazil, and I don't know why I didn't think that this was the move to it, but the fix is apparently just getting your penis amputated.
Well, I have so many questions.
Would you rather die of penis cancer or amputate your penis?
Probably, I don't know, amputation.
I mean,
Bob.
it's a tough call, right?
Well,
I think I might the question, do you want to live life without a penis?
I think we're going to live long enough, and I know there are scientists hard at work growing pig penises that can replace the cancer-ridden penis. Is there a bionic penis that I could maybe, because I know they're making them for those that want one. You know what I mean? Maybe we could, maybe there's some science behind it. But how old am I at this point?
Well, in 2018, this Brazilian guy named João, he sought medical help after he found a wart on his penis. He said he started to go to clinics to find out what it was. The doctors told him it was due to excess skin and prescribed medication. They said it was due to excess skin and then prescribed him medication. It wasn't due to prescribed
eliminate
medication.
the excess skin.
I guess to
eliminate,
all kinds of hopefully to eliminate the wart. He said, despite the medication, the wart continued to grow.
Not a good sign.
It started to take a toll on his marriage, and his sex life declined at 63. He said, we were like siblings. That does, I mean, if you're having sex at all, that's bad. I don't know what life is like in Brazil, but for 5 years, he went back and forth to specialists who gave him more and more medicine and ordered new biopsies, and nothing solved it. And then in 2023, he was diagnosed with penis cancer. For my family, it was a very unpleasant surprise, even more so because I had to have my penis amputated. I felt like I was decapitated, he said. This is a type of cancer you can't talk about with people because it could turn into a joke. I would never, ever joke about penis amputation.
You wouldn't, or he wouldn't.
Except today. It says it's rare, but incidences and mortality rates are on the rise around the world. According to latest studies, Brazil has one of the highest incidence rates, 2.1 per 100,000 men.
Wow, that's pretty high.
Yeah. Globally, this place, Maranhão, the poorest state in Brazil, was found to have the highest rate at 6.1 per 100,000.
I think they're putting their things places they shouldn't be put.
That's what I'm saying. Like, are you having sex with microwaves? What's happening
I think
here?
Maybe it's seeing too much sun. Maybe you should put a little lotion,
some sunscreen
for safety purposes and not for other purposes. Maybe,
between 2012 and 2022, there were 21,000 reported cases, resulted in more than 4,000 deaths and more than 6,500 amputations.
Well, we know which way those guys went.
Averaging 2 a day. 2 guys a day in Brazil are getting their...
Well, if it's 2.5 per 100,000, there's 10 guys in San Antonio.
Man.
Check your junk. Well, I would like to think our medical might be a little bit further ahead than the poorest state in Brazil, but
I like to
maybe
think that
not.
Our warts are sexually transmitted.
Well, can that, in fact, it sounds like he had an HPV issue.
I don't think so. Well, I mean, it might be, but it doesn't mention it anywhere in this story. Can HPV turn into penis cancer?
I think so. It's throat cancer. I know for sure.
I know it can do that, but I don't know that I've ever heard of penis cancer in America.
Oh, I have.
Have you really?
Yeah.
You know anybody who's had it?
No, not personally.
Oh man, Vic,
I can't wish that on my worst nightmare of a person.
Oh, I mean,
there's some
easily.
pretty bad stuff I would wish on people.
I hate plenty of people that I could do that.
Undiagnosed penis cancer. That's a tough one.
Well, maybe I would just wish the amputation on them, not the cancer.
The amputation I'd wish on a lot of people.
Yeah, but cancer, that is pretty bad to wish on someone.
So he was 63 at the time.
Yes.
And did he signed off on it though? He didn't just wake up and
Well, no,
like the other dude in India.
I mean, that was the treatment.
Oh, so it's pretty quick treatment. At least it wasn't an ongoing thing.
I wonder.
I'd like to wake up in the morning knowing that was about to happen.
I mean, dude, I the nerves that you have just going in for like knee surgery.
I'm telling you.
Imagine they're going to operate on your
See,
junk.
I wonder if they're okay.
You wonder what it looks like, don't
Well,
you?
I'm curious.
At the end,
did they leave a little something like a handhold? What's going on down there?
How do you pee?
That's what I'm saying. Is he now sit to pee guy from now on?
I don't
Did
know.
They give him just enough fire hose to stand at a urinal?
I don't know. There's no details about it. If anybody in our audience has had a penis amputation, I'd love to get the details.
Strap-on funnel.
What do you? I mean, might have to wear like a bag. That'd be the worst. I got to go empty my piss bag.
The emptying part wouldn't be bad, but in the meantime, if you never had to get up, I could just sit there and just empty the bag, fill the bag.
Well, you're the kind of guy who's like, oh, maybe a diaper is not the worst.
Well, I'm the kind of guy that you ever been to the beach with the guys that never get off their chair?
Yeah,
like, dude, I've seen you drink 27 beers. You haven't gotten up yet. I'm in the ocean.
Yeah,
that's the great thing about nature. It's one big toilet.
That's right. If whales piss here,
I'm just.
what am I going to add?
I'm adding to the warmth of the water. I'll be more comfortable.
No big deal. All right, let's talk about the nonsense. Listen, thuggery is following around your boy Scotty Scheffler. Like,
at
this
least
guy,
they were prepared for him. They knew he was coming, and they had adequate protection for the fans. Thank goodness.
I think Scotty Scheffler made some enemies in the joint, and they're coming after him now. We'll talk about it next. Morning Huddle on 94.1.
It's a hit out on
94.1 FM.
Did somebody say free diamond bracelet? That's right. Diamonds Direct is expanding upon their best offer yet. Make any purchase this month and receive a free diamond tennis bracelet valued at $2,000. That's right. Any engagement ring, any diamond necklace, any timepiece. Purchase any item valued at $10,000 or more and receive a stunning diamond tennis bracelet at no extra cost. Every purchase of $10,000 or more qualifies. So hurry into Diamonds Direct. Your chance to get a free tennis bracelet ends June 30th. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture with daily use.
Joel, I'm proud to introduce my latest in-summer relaxation relief-cation. I call it the Quarter Moon Grill and Go. It's a stainless steel propane gas grill with this, a full-size urinal. If you're gonna grill and you gotta go, it's the Grill and Go.
Folks at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat and AC, we fix plumbing and AC issues fast and at a fair price. 210-651-5899.
Grill and
Go away, Nigel. Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat and AC.
License number TACLA 88589E and 16004.
No one knows the importance of a great assist more than Lowe's and Leo Messi. That's why we've teamed up to give My Lowe's Rewards members 10 times the points when Messi makes an assist during CONMEBOL Copa America USA 2024. Activate this offer starting June 20th, so when Messi assists, you score. Shop the day after an assist to earn those extra points. Not a My Lowe's Rewards member? Join for free today. Visit Lowe's.com/Messi for more details.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? On America's birthday weekend? Why not stop by America's #1 brakes destination? Right now, you can save 15% when you buy a set of OE quality Duralast pads and rotors, and up to 50% when you bundle Shop Pro brake cleaner and brake fluid with Sil Glide brake lubricant. It's just part of our 4th of July sale at AutoZone.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Have pain? Have chronic pain, low back pain, knee pain, neck pain, or shoulder pain? I can help. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we get to the root of your pain. We don't just give pain medications. We do the proper investigation to see what is the root cause, and it's covered by your insurance. Reduce your medication, avoid surgery, and get rid of pain for good. Call for your free evaluation. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, where we get to the root cause of your problem. 210-468-1891.
With a true Vegas feel, the Big Blind is the premier poker room in San Antonio, featuring an upscale environment catering to players from all abilities. From high-octane tournaments or lively cash games, the Big Blind has a game for everyone, including blackjack tournaments. From the owners of the Roux Pub and the Angry Elephant, the Big Blind is locally owned and operated, offering daily cash games to daily, weekly, and monthly tournaments. Learn more online at thebigblindsa.com. The Big Blind at 281 and Redland Road.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
These poor bastards in New Zealand. I mean, this tower. Imagine like the worst day you've ever had at your job. The worst mistake you've ever made at work. Like when Vic was taking a dump and we just went off the air and our show started and we couldn't go on because Vic was pooping. Damn. It was a bad day for Vic. But imagine you work for the power company in New Zealand and you're doing routine maintenance on one of the like 15-story towers that power the entire country of New Zealand.
Like for all 15 houses?
I think there's more than 15 people who live in New Zealand.
I
think so.
People, elves, or hobbits?
No, this isn't Mordor, Rob.
Do the elves and hobbits require power?
This isn't Mordor.
Are you sure? Because
no,
I've seen some National Geographic documentaries on New Zealand that involve these elves. And there's this mountain.
I think New Zealand's developed since then.
Quite a documentary.
Since the Return of the King, they've developed.
They've got this. They got some stuff going on in New Zealand that, thank God, you can't just get there. They got these little elves running around. They got wizards. They need power there.
Well, apparently the elves were
Call
working
in
on
Gandalf.
The elves were working on the power.
So Frodo and Bilbo had a bad day at work.
I don't think those are elves. Those are hobbits.
Oh, that's right. We got to be clear on that.
Yeah.
The elves don't appreciate being called hobbit.
They're trying to now install a temporary tower.
It's only about 6 feet tall.
They have this giant tower is basically held down at 4 points by there's 4 legs obviously, and they've got
like ours.
Yeah, it's very similar, and they've got a bunch of nuts around them. And these guys, there's a 3-man crew, and I guess they all decided. I guess they had to change out the nuts on these bolts, and they said, okay, well, instead of doing like one base at a time, they said, hey, let's save time. You do this one, I'll do this one, I'll do that one, and then we'll do the 4th one at the end.
It must not have been windy. Maybe the breeze kicked up.
Well, they took all the nuts off at once on 3 of the 4 legs, and this giant tower just fell over and cut all the power to New Zealand. How do you call your boss and explain what just happened? Like, hey, so we just knocked over this 150-foot tower. Sorry. Rough day. Like,
again, call in Gandalf.
He's the only one who can save them now.
And get it fixed. Seriously, how many people live in New Zealand? They have like one town, right?
I don't think so. Auckland is the big city.
It, right? Isn't that it?
5.1 million people.
So about as many people that live in San Antonio, Austin, and the area.
In the Central Texas area.
So they took down Central Texas.
Yeah.
Bigger than I thought.
Well, I mean,
does this include the Elven and
no, they aren't.
That doesn't include that population.
This is only
the indigenous peoples have not gotten their rights yet.
Only normal humans, full-sized, grown humans. Giants, goblins, and hobbits don't count.
Well, they should.
Or elves.
Are they like 1/5?
The elves. That was like what Liv Tyler was, right? With the pointy ear.
Yeah,
they're way more attractive than the hobbits.
Yeah, the elves had it going on.
Yeah, the elves are hot. Hobbits, not my thing. Not my cup of tea.
Well,
if I'm going to hook up with one mythical little person, it's going to be an elf.
Everybody's got their kink, and some of them it's hobbits.
You're a hobbit? Are you a hobbit guy?
No, I'm more of an elven type.
Okay. Yeah, I can't do a hobbit. The thug that is Scotty Scheffler I mean, this guy keeps getting rewarded for his poor behavior. Wins another tournament, but not without some drama. As I mean, I can only assume he met these guys in prison, in the hours that he was there, and they rushed the 18th green. They basically listen, it's a long thing to watch a golf tournament. I wasn't watching on television, but I can imagine you're trying to watch this thing, and now you got to hold up for 5 or 10 more minutes because these idiots ran on the green.
It was ridiculous how quickly the issue was contained and play continued. I mean, I didn't realize there were so many security officers in the types that close at any given time because they were on them. I mean, it was surprising, but I didn't know there were so many guards all around you, but it makes some sense, especially if Scheffler's in the room.
These are protesters who all were wearing shirts that said, no golf on a dead planet, which, by the way, like the worst place to protest the environment is at a golf course where that's where the land is the most taken care of.
Well,
like drive around San Antonio. Where's the greenest grass? Am I right?
On its face, I think you have a good argument. On its face.
Come on.
The idea is a more beautiful planet. Nothing looks less dead than a golf course.
Yeah. Like if we treated the rest of the planet like they treat the golf courses, the place would look pretty good.
Yeah. But
like
where would all the
cart path only? I mean,
well, at least they didn't glue themselves to anything.
That's true, but they did throw some smoke bombs around, which left white and red residue on the green, which I don't think that's good for the environment either. Those smoke bombs.
Some country club brat kid came in on their parents' dime.
Yeah,
it's just the strangest way to protest anything.
Akshay Bhatia said he was scared for his life. I didn't even really know what was happening, but thankfully the cops were there and kept us safe because that's,
they came out of the
that's
woodwork,
just weird
man.
stuff. They did come rushing. I would be scared for my life if I was in a final grouping with Scotty Scheffler.
I'm telling you, that's why the cops were there. It was not to
Thug
protect them from the crowd, it's to protect the crowd from Scheffler.
Yeah,
That's why they were walking
Scheffler
with him.
turned on these protesters. What would have happened? All right. When we come back, Caitlin Haight. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1.
The Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
It's a mystery where Old Spice finds its amazing scents like Himalayan sea salt, but I'm thrilled they have because no other body wash exfoliates and moisturizes 24/7 like Old Spice Gentleman's Himalayan sea salt body wash. Now, if only there was a mountain range separating the Indian subcontinent from the Tibetan plateau where I could hide my Old Spice and keep my family from stealing it, my impossibly smooth skin will finally be safe.
No one knows the importance of a great assist more than Lowe's and Leo Messi. That's why we've teamed up to give My Lowe's Rewards members 10 times the points when Messi makes an assist during CONMEBOL Copa America USA 2024. Activate this offer starting June 20th, so when Messi assists, you score. Shop the day after an assist to earn those extra points. Not a My Lowe's Rewards member? Join for free today. Visit Lowe's.com/Messi for more details.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Mark your calendars. Live horse racing is back in season at Retama Park. Gates open at 5:30 Thursday. Get your tickets online at retamapark.com. Retama Park, where the excitement begins. See you at the races.
No amount of money can make up for a life-changing injury. I'm George Salinas, and at George Salinas Injury Lawyers, our team of attorneys will fight to get you the maximum compensation because we prepare and we care. So if you've been injured in an accident, get George. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com.
Your floors can go from clean to dirty fast. From juice spills, whoops,
to muddy paw prints to little sticky finger marks. Good thing your Swiffer Wet Jet works fast too. Swiffer Wet Jet easily cleans everyday messes as quick as they happen. The next mess is right around the corner. So grab your Swiffer Wet Jet and just spray, push, all clean.
No one knows the importance of a great assist more than Lowe's and Leo Messi. That's why we've teamed up to give My Lowe's Rewards members 10 times the points when Messi makes an assist during CONMEBOL Copa America USA 2024. Activate this offer starting June 20th, so when Messi assists, you score. Shop the day after an assist to earn those extra points. Not a My Lowe's Rewards member? Join for free today. Visit Lowe's.com/Messi for more details.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
94.1 FM. San Antonio Sports Center.
It's a Game 7 kind of Monday as the Texas A&M Aggies are taking Game 3 against Tennessee tonight, a game you can catch live right here on ESPN AM 1250 starting at 5:45. In hockey, yes, Game 7. Can Edmonton do it? They're traveling to the Panthers to see who takes the NHL. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Morning Huddle, 94.1. Rob and AJ on a Monday. Bringing that good to your ear holes. Caitlin, sweet Caitlin. What a choke job. I mean, I don't know that I've ever been as embarrassed for a player as I am for Caitlin Clark right now. That's not true. But
she have 17?
Well, I mean, yeah, but listen. She was up 15 points, Rob.
She. Wow, it must have been tough.
Yeah.
Out there all by herself.
No, she's one of two people. The other is Angel Reese.
Well, that's the other team.
Angel Reese came from 15 down.
Oh, it was one-on-one.
It was one-on-one.
Oh.
I mean, let's face it. Can you name one of Caitlin Clark's teammates?
The South Carolina,
Aaliyah Boston.
Yeah, and she's the one that missed that terrible shot to win it.
Wouldn't you think, as much as we're like Caitlin's being shoved down everybody's throat, that we would know more about the people she's playing with?
Isn't that the argument, though?
Can you name her coach?
No. But isn't that the argument? Aren't we answering the argument that, my goodness, we don't mind the Caitlin fame, but she doesn't seem to be bringing anybody else with her. She's taking the league with her, but she isn't bringing anybody else with her.
It's what I keep saying. Caitlin Clark fan is not a fan of women's basketball. They're a fan of Caitlin Clark. Mm-hmm. They're a fan of the story. They might not even care about basketball.
Oh, well, okay. Maybe we expand our brand a little bit. I'm a little it seems like I'm watching the same game over and over. How many times has she played
They only have 12 teams.
Well, okay. Take a day off or two. Literally, it just seems like every time Caitlin's playing somebody else that's got a grudge or a problem.
There is a lot of beef between the Chicago Sky and the Indiana Fever. But they both, Caitlin and Angel Reese, downplayed the rivalry. They said it's not that big of a deal. It's good for the game. You know, we're just here. We're here to play. We're both playing hard. There's a lot of famous people in the crowd, though. They say the average tickets were going for $350.
It was. I watched a moment or two of it.
Did you?
I did.
Were you watching when the Fever were winning?
They were winning most of the game, evidently, because I saw them up. And I didn't see either Caitlin or Angel do anything. I think most of their work late in the game. But it was, given the timing and what's going on in the world, it was worth a pit stop, but it didn't even, it felt like I'd watched this game 2 or 3 times. Like they're trying
you
to
literally
it's
have.
like when they're trying to build up to SummerSlam. So you have to have all these earlier wrestling matches between the same two to kind of build it up. Well, I'm tired of this build up. I've watched them fight go both ways. I've watched them mad at each other. I've watched the league mad at them. I've watched them mad at the league. Maybe another plot line.
Clark is the first player in WNBA history to have 50 points and 25 assists in their first 3 games against a single opponent.
What a random in the weeds stat that is. Okay.
Reese is the third player in WNBA history to have 40 points and 40 rebounds in their first 3 games against a single opponent.
In their first 3 games against a single opponent.
That's right.
So I could probably find a stat in every game. It's the first time it's ever
Essentially, yes.
It is impressive. I guess they're trying to show the merits of these rookies, and they certainly are showing it.
Though many of the Fever games this season have been moved to larger venues because of the high demand to see Clark, Sunday's game could not be held at the United Center, which was booked with concerts on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They had Justin Timberlake and Russ.
I was curious
playing.
Who was bigger than them and Justin.
Justin Timberlake, even drunken Justin Timberlake.
Entirely different fandom too. Entirely different fan
group. Justin Timberlake and WNBA?
Yes. I don't think they share any of the same crossover fans.
I disagree.
You think that there's a lot of Timberlake fans that are down with the WNBA?
Do you think that Justin Timberlake has a gay audience?
To some extent, yes.
Like a gay portion of his audience.
Not to that audience.
You think his audience, you think he's got gay men and they've got gay women?
Yeah.
Okay. I bet lesbians like Justin Timberlake. Not as much as gay dudes.
That's my point.
I mean, he's a good-looking guy. Even his mugshot, he looked pretty good.
Yeah.
I can only wish that I could have a mugshot where I look as good as Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, don't we all? Doesn't he have Bell's palsy now?
Does he really?
Something? I think so.
I didn't know that.
He's
That's
getting
terrible.
old. He's aging.
Oh, poor guy. Celebrities in attendance at the game. Chance the Rapper.
You said Justin Timberlake. I was thinking Bieber. Timberlake. No, that was wrong. I was on the wrong channel.
So you think Justin Timberlake has some similar fan crossover?
Oh yeah, I think yeah.
Okay.
Timberlake's a triple threat, baby.
Chance the Rapper, Lil Durk.
Well, that's a good concert. Good shows.
They showed up at the Fever game.
Oh, instead of Timberlake.
Jason Sudeikis, Jalen Brunson, and Cheryl Swoops.
Cheryl.
Who shared an extended embrace.
Guns up for Cheryl.
With Angel Reese after the game.
Cheryl's OG.
She said she's very proud of me. That's what Angel Reese said. I'm proud of you for conquering Caitlin, is what she said. You've beat her.
Cheryl's OG. She can bestow whatever she would like to.
Well, the Fever blow a 15-point lead. I blame Caitlin exclusively for that loss.
Well, I saw Angel actually closed out strong. Which 15 of the last points, and
yeah,
she really did play a game.
Remember the other day when I said that's such a travel?
Yeah.
And then they started making the round, and it's like, wait a minute, that is actually a travel. I sent you an Instagram reel of
dribble and a travel.
She did it twice. She double dribbled twice on the same play, and somehow they didn't call it.
You know, it's kind of like when you see that does kind of say you've made it. Once the pro league allows you the discrepancy, like that the superstars are allowed, like LeBron was allowed to handle the ball and take 8 steps, or to prepare yourself for a mighty dunk, and you're allowed to bend the rules. That's when you've made it.
I'm like thinking, who's officiating these games? It's like you remember the Will Ferrell, the semi-pro movie, the Flint Tropics,
yes.
And it was like the
priest.
The priest was the ref. It's like that's what they've got.
Well,
it's like, oh,
when you've reached
Father
that
Tom,
point,
that's a travel. How do you not see that?
You've reached that point where you're now big enough to affect the rules.
Yeah.
So you're so big now that the rules no longer apply.
Yeah, we got to stop calling traveling on Jordan. We can't.
That's right.
We got to start giving him 2.5 steps.
Well, it's for the entertainment value of the game. So they've made it. That's a sign of. It's like when your Division I football team starts having guys arrested. That's a sign. That shows you're on the right track.
Yeah. Like Luca gets away with like 6 steps.
Yes.
They call it a Euro step. It's like a jog.
So Euro train. So we've got that going.
But now there's a new rule for Angel Reese. It's the double dribble rule. You're allowed to bring the ball to both hands, then put it right back down. No big deal. Then you can do it one more time. But you can only do it twice on any given play. If you do it a third time, we're going to have to start enforcing something here.
But you better not miss the layup.
Oh, God.
If you miss the layup,
if you double dribble twice and then miss the layup on a breakaway, and why you don't need to double dribble on a breakaway.
It's not like you're gathering for a dunk.
Yeah, like what are you really doing here? You know you're going to lay it up. It's like she's
letting us think about it. Like maybe
I thought about taking off from the free throw line, and then I was like, no, I better just play it safe here.
I was going to cup it and bring it back, and then I decided, no,
Give
I can't
me
do
a
that.
break.
So I just finger roll.
Give me a break. Yeah, you were asking how many, like how often. I guess when you've got you play 60 games and there's only 12 teams, you play each team like 4 or 5 times.
It does seem like she and Angel have played each other 6-7 times already.
You want to know the worst news? The Fever fell out of the 8 spot with this loss.
Oh, well, they'll get. Don't worry, they'll be in playoffs. Don't worry, they'll make it.
No,
it's gonna happen. Caitlin's got to be in the postseason.
They're down to 7-11 on the season. The Sky moved into 8th place at 6-9.
The
Nice.
Sky. That's
Angel's team.
Oh, so they supplanted them.
Yeah, they probably want them in too, though.
No,
you know who's not going to make it is the Atlanta Dream. I don't know any players on the Atlanta Dream. They're 6-9 also. They ain't going to make it. All the teams at the top, Liberty, Sun, Lynx, Storm, Aces, Mercury, they all have famous girls on their team.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to make it.
You just named how many?
6.
So there's room for
There's
2 more.
2 left.
Well,
There's
Caitlin's the Fever going
there's
one of those.
Dream and Sky. The Sky has Angel Reese.
The Dream is the team that had to be sold because the owner was not awake yet, wasn't woke up. Right?
Oh,
they
was
forced
he,
her to sell.
I don't know. What was the?
I think that the Dream ownership had done something, and the WNBA got mad at them, and so now they're destined to not make it.
Oh,
they're
they want them out.
So Caitlin will take
it.
the
Dream.
The Fever will overheat the Dream.
Beat it.
Fever Dream's coming.
And also bad news if you're one of those people who you cheer, because the Silver Stars are gone.
You're talking about here in town?
Yeah, the Houston Comets are gone. So if you're one of those people who has to cheer for a Texas team, I've got bad news. The Dallas Wings are now the worst team in the league as they lost to the former worst team in the league, the Washington Mystics. The Wings have now lost 11 straight games and are in dead-ass last place. So here in Texas, we suck at lady basketball. I mean, this is the Dallas. That's just
curse of
Dallas.
That's just Dallas.
3-13. You lost to the Mystics. Who loses to the Mystics? What a joke! What a joke! The Atlanta Dream lost by 21 points yesterday, also to the New York Liberty Bibbity. There you go. That's our WNBA talk for the day. We got no more.
Well, they'll play again tomorrow.
Yeah, same.
Caitlin and Angel go back.
All
at it
the same
week.
teams playing again
like
tomorrow.
The Globetrotters and the Generals.
It's like they play a series. Actually, there's. You know what? No game scheduled today.
Is it SB Day?
I don't know.
No, it can't be. Not SB Day.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. There's only one lady basketball game scheduled. One game tomorrow. No games Monday. No games Wednesday.
Well, it better be Caitlin.
No,
not even Caitlin.
No, it's Minnesota at New York. It's a big. It's
the Lynx
top of the
Liberty.
standings
Yeah,
type
teams.
matchup. Yeah, the Caitlin doesn't play again until Thursday.
Then she'll play Angel again. That's when we'll get another.
I think that's the end of their series. I think they're all wrapped up for the season, unless they somehow meet each other in the playoffs.
That's impossible. There's no way that could happen.
Unless Caitlin goes on an unbelievable win streak and takes over the 1 seed.
I feel bad for the team that's going to deserve to go to the playoffs. That's not going to get to go.
The Dream,
because the Fever are going to go.
No, nobody deserves to go.
Well, I'm just saying, there's going to be a team that felt like they had every right to be there, but a call or two and the Caitlin Fevers are going to go and they won't.
I don't feel sorry for like NBA teams that miss the playoffs because such a high percentage of teams make it that it's like, yeah, how can you feel bad?
Oh, I agree.
8 out of 12 teams make the playoffs. If you don't make the playoffs, you're a trash can team.
Well, okay. So, but Caitlin and the Fever, even if they're not there now, will be there later.
Yes. Over under 2.5 teams with a losing record make the WNBA playoffs.
By the math, if there's 12 teams and 8 of them go, unless those 4 teams don't win any games, at least 2 teams are going to have sub 500 records.
That's why I said 2.5.
Yeah.
Will there be a third team? Will there be a third team that has a losing record? Will the 6th seed
my
have
question is Caitlin on that third team?
She might be.
If she is, there will be.
There you go. Right now, there are the 6th seed is 8-8.
Oh, yeah. This is why they do this. And if we might need to take 9 teams if they don't make it. There might be a special dispensation. We're going to just make this like
we decided this NBA
tournament.
play-in thing is like, this is a good idea.
Yeah, we'll just make it single elimination and we'll just call it the playoffs.
Good, but then if Indiana loses, then won't be single elimination.
Yeah, they'll go to double elimination. We need Caitlin for a week. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure something out. All right. When we come back, I want to talk. It's NBA draft week, and we're going to talk some draft today, but I want to talk about free agent point guards because we've talked a lot, Rob, you and I have, about needing someone to run this offense. And instead of maybe getting someone in the draft, I want to look at some of these and see what the options are on the free agent market. And you could tell me if any of these guys fit what the Spurs might be wanting to do. It's the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
San Antonio Sports Star.
GiveMeTheVin.com is America's best car buyer, paying top dollar for your car, truck, sports car, exotic. What are you waiting for? We want to buy your car right now. Find out why thousands of satisfied customers across the United States put more money in their pocket by going to GiveMeTheVin.com. I told my buyers, let's get them bought. Right now is the time to go.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
If you need bold banners to boost your business, but you're on a budget, think Staples. Because now at Staples, you can save up to $50 on your print purchase. From posters and flyers to signs and menus, Staples can print anything you need to move your business forward. And with Staples Print Perfect Guarantee, it's done right or it's printed again free. Plus, same-day service is available on hundreds of items if you order by noon. Get it printed right at Staples. And now get up to $50 off your print purchase. And 76, visit staples.com/print for details.
Enjoy your summer even at Verizon. Now you can get 50% off any unlimited data phone plan. That's one line for only $25 a month, and you keep the phone you love. Hurry, this is a limited time offer. So find a store or switch at totalbyverizon.com. Offer ends 7/31/24. Promo subject to cancellation after 12 months. Available exclusively online and in Total by Verizon stores. Requires a compatible unlocked device and SIM. See totalbyverizon.com for device compatibility and additional details. Taxes and fees may apply.
Summer's here, and you're at work. Make work a lot tastier with delicious summer savings from Easy Cater, the #1 site for workplace catering with over 100,000 restaurants to choose from. Save up to $40 when you order from participating restaurants. These scrumptious discounts are available exclusively on EasyCater.com. So order some food for work and make both your team and your food budget happy. Order now at EasyCater.com. Orders must be placed and received between June 24th and July 5th. Restrictions apply. See offer details.
George gets justice. If you've been injured, get George, because George gets justice. With over 100 years of combined experience and a relentless dedication to your case, the attorneys at George Salinas Injury Lawyers will fight for what's right. If you've been injured and it's not your fault, get George and get the compensation you deserve. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. Getgeorge.com.
Joel, I'm proud to introduce my latest in-summer relaxation relief-cation. I call it the Quarter Moon Grill and Go. It's a stainless steel propane gas grill with this, a full-size urinal. If you're gonna grill and you gotta go, it's the Grill and Go.
Folks at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, we fix plumbing and AC issues fast and at a fair price. 210-651-5899.
Grill and
go away, Nigel. Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC.
License number TACLA 88589E M16004.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Ready for the ultimate outdoor adventure? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star has your chance to win a getaway to Telluride, Colorado. Your prize package includes airfare and luxurious hotel accommodations for two, plus thrilling expeditions like fly fishing, kayaking, ATV rides, and more. And it could be all yours. Enter once per day at sasportstar.com. You must be 18 or older to play. This is an Alpha Media company-wide contest. One winner will be chosen. Complete rules at sasportstar.com. Don't miss out on the adventure of a lifetime. Enter now at sasportstar.com. You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime. Draft week. Showtime for the Spurs. Got to get Wemby some help. Can't do it all by himself. And I don't care what anybody says. The rest of these dudes are scrubs. Yeah. I know you guys love them. Spurs fan they love their Spurs, and that's nice. It's nice. I always think it's good when the local fan base loves their guys. And I always say this about when you play fantasy football, baseball, basketball, whatever, guys always tend to value the guys that are on their team more than they should. So when they offer a trade, it's like, I'll give you Tua for Patrick Mahomes, and Tua's like in your head, you're justifying that Tua's on the come up, and it's like, no, everybody loves their guys. I get it, but when the Spurs win the title, these guys aren't going to exist.
See, herein lies the rub. The guys that you're talking about, the scrubs, they were draft picks at this level too.
Yeah.
See, these were guys that were brought in at like 8.
Yeah, these were mistakes.
These guys that
they blew it.
But the thing is, it's the same guys drafted.
It's going to be better now.
Brain trust that also drafted the dude that couldn't keep it in his pants.
But then they drafted Wemby. They got that one right.
Well, okay. I mean, it's a concern when you go, well, these guys are scrubs. And these guys, and the brain trust that brought these scrubs to you are doing it again in roughly the same position.
Yeah, that is kind of tough and worrisome, no doubt.
But it gets a whole lot easier. You have a longer runway.
That's right.
When you have a Wemby. But that's not what we're talking about now.
No, now we're going to talk about, because we've talked about the need for a point guard and someone to kind of, or a lead guard or whatever you want to call it these days. I know it's positionally fluid. Is that what we're going with? Like there's, instead of gender fluidity, it's positional fluidity.
Well, depends on what you identify as.
Yeah, I identify as a point guard. I think if you identify as a point guard, you make a little bit more money than if you don't identify as a point guard, but I'm not really sure how that works.
I think in the grand scheme, the lead guard gets paid the most, the point guard the least.
Oh, okay.
The passing point guard, unless you got a little showboat to you.
But the guy who gets paid the most is the guy who's envisioned as a guy who can do both, right?
Well, the guy who gets buckets, the higher scorer, always gets paid more.
Because there's a list that John Hollinger at The Athletic does this thing called, he calls it his boards formula, but it's like big old ranking dollars is the short for it. And he basically says this is how much a guy would be worth on the open market. That's not necessarily what he's going to make, but he ranks the guys that are potential free agents at the point guard position. He said that he didn't include players like Lonzo Ball, who could theoretically opt out of his $21 million, which will absolutely not happen since no one's going to pay him more than that to not play this year, or TJ McConnell, who has a non-guaranteed deal for $9.3 million. Like, what a deal there. But he tiered them into, so tier 1 is max and near max guys. This is the tip of the top guys, going to be the highest paid. And keep in mind, some of these guys, and this is the way NBA free agency works. At this point in free agency, about 1 in 5 guys leaves the team that they're on.
Because you can get paid more staying home.
And if you're good, you're probably staying with the team that you got until you sign with them and then say, I don't want to be here anymore. I want you to trade me. The top available, and I do quote fingers available point guard is Tyrese Maxey. Restricted free agent. He is probably going to get, I don't know, $35-40 million a year.
You worth more than that.
He's going to get paid by Philly, and he ain't going nowhere. Number 2, I also highly doubt he goes anywhere, is James Harden. They've got the bird rights. He's clearly not the player that he used to be. He's going to be 35.
Nobody wants him either.
I don't think anybody's looking at it. I think that the Clippers are saying, well, Kawhi's signed on for 3 more years. I would guess that James Harden is going to be signed on for about 3 more years.
I will say that Harden had a year that was good enough for them to consider, not that it'll happen, but to even consider moving Paul George.
He's no longer an all-NBA type, but what he looked like the last couple years looked like it was trending towards a disastrous, explosion on the ground type thing. This year kind of leveled he leveled off a little bit and was like, okay, I'm not that bad yet.
And it bought him enough time to, if a deal that they like for Paul George, that'll give him some draft picks and some future consideration to go ahead and move Paul George and still go to the playoffs, still open up this new building that is imminent and still be good enough to, draw fans in and rebuild at the same time. So that's because Harden's played well enough to justify it.
And not just played well enough, he played games.
Well,
dude's been he hasn't been able to be on the floor the last several years. So it was like, okay, it's nice you can play 70 games. All right, tier 2 is more than mid-level exception, less than max. Emmanuel Quickley is likely to stay in Toronto. Here's the first one that I feel like is a real option. D'Angelo Russell.
Yes.
Has a player option. He is 28 years old. He is I don't know how to put it. He's a bad defensive player, but he can get buckets, right?
Well, Wemby erases a lot of mistakes. So the quality of defense required from your point guard is not quite as high as it would be with another team because you're going to get the protection of a 7'5" shot blocker and intimidator behind your point guard. So I think that's less important. But the more important part of this is at 28, the kind of guard that you would bring in needs to also be a teacher, needs to also be more than just a bucket getter. The Spurs aren't there yet. At some point, they're going to go need to get a bucket getter. But right now, this is about forming a team and teaching a team. And the point guard that the Spurs, I think, are going to try to go get is going to have some years under his belt.
Well,
you know what I mean? And I'm not sure that this is the answer in D'Angelo, although he's the finishing topping for somebody. I'm just not sure it's the Spurs yet.
Well, here's an interesting one because the guy you just described is the next guy on this list.
No.
Chris Paul.
Yeah, that there's some there to me. There really is.
Chris Paul has a $30 million non-guaranteed deal for next year. The Warriors have until June 28th, which is the end of this week, to waive him if they can't trade him first. They're way over payroll. He's likely not to be on the Warriors next season.
No, there's no need.
Now, he dropped off hard. He's going to be 39 years old. I don't know. I mean, you can't justify paying him $30 million, obviously.
You kind of could. You could.
Oh.
Well, I'll tell you, for what remember what he did at Oklahoma City. That brief pit stop, and this is a different Chris Paul.
That was 5 years ago.
I agree. But it wasn't so much the play, which mattered, but the residual effect on that Oklahoma City team.
There
was something there.
There is it would be nice to have, like we talk about having an adult in the room.
Mm-hmm.
This is a guy who can teach somebody how to win. Or I mean, can't teach them how to win a championship, but he can teach them how to be a high level NBA player.
Especially if they draft a point guard. Especially if on Wednesday night a Castle or you name the point guard of your favor. Especially if that was to occur.
I think if Chris Paul is your third guard, you're in good shape, especially if you're using him as a mentor to like a place to end his career. Be very valuable. And unfortunately, man, his defense has dropped off. He's just not what he was. But you're right. There is something that he brings that a lot of these other guys can't.
He has to come at a very certain price. He'd have to give a little. He couldn't come in for the money he can command, because he can still command some money.
And he probably, at 39, and I just mentioned 0 rings, probably wants to go get one.
Yeah, but that's not us.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's why this probably isn't a landing
spot. You'd have to give a little bit, but the potential is there, and especially if you promise him a couple years, like even though your skills are degrading, we'll still pay you when you're 42, when we're literally at the doorstep.
How about Spencer Dinwiddie?
I like Spencer Dinwiddie. No, what's not to like about him, other than how much does it cost and how long does he want to be here?
He's big. He is pretty solid defensively. 31 years old, probably not in his prime anymore, but is solid.
He's a good 4 more years on his contract. I think he does everything well, nothing great. Here's the thing I like about Dinwiddie. Look at the teams he's been on. Every team's been relatively good. He's not been on bad teams, which tells me a lot about
it. Number 7 is Tyus Jones.
Family affair.
And it looks like Washington is going to offer him the mid-level or right around the mid-level. And I think the fact that they didn't move him at the trade deadline probably speaks to them keeping him.
Has there ever been 2 point guard brothers play on the same team?
I don't think so.
Not to my knowledge.
Did Brent and Mark Price ever play on the same team?
I think Mark was just about done by the time Brent got here.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Dennis Smith Jr., all defense. Probably not a lead guard, but like a guy off the bench who can help you.
Do exactly what he does.
Yeah. Jose Alvarado from New Orleans.
There's something to him. He's pesky and he'd be fun, but there's
he's got he's $1.95 million on a team option.
I'd be shocked if they let him go. He's
can't
cheap
imagine
and
they let him go.
He's a starting quality guard.
Yeah, I would assume they're going to keep. They may even choose to just re-sign him.
Yeah, that would be a surprise. But even if he was available, I'm not sure Spurs couldn't find that for less.
How about this? Russell Westbrook.
That ship has sailed. I want nothing to do with that.
Okay. I don't either. So I'm with you, but his player option is only $4 million. I think he's gonna make more than that on the free agent market.
I think Ballmer's gonna pay him. I think he'll end up staying in LA. They got a building to fill.
Yeah. Kyle Lowry, 38 years old. I don't know if Kyle Lowry's a starting caliber player in the league anymore. And again, this feels like a guy who's more likely to want to play for a contender than a rebuilding team. So I don't know that he's a good fit. And then it says tier 4 is more than the minimum. Monte Morris.
I love me some Monte Morris.
He didn't play very much in Minnesota.
No, comes from good stock. He's a solid point guard. I've always been a Monte Morris fan. I appreciate the type of game that he plays. I thought he was taught well at Iowa State. I think he does all the things that you want from a point guard. He's just slight. He's just not big
small.
enough.
And he's not going to be back in Minnesota because Minnesota is they're dealing with money issues. They're going to be trying to cut where they can. This is the guy that I really like, and you tell me if I'm crazy. Markelle Fultz,
he's got such a bad reputation. You're gonna have to get past the bust.
It's because he's a bad shooter, and I understand that, and I'm willing to accept that. He's a poor outside shooter. I don't really care. He's a good defender. He's a good post player. He's a good ball handler. Like,
the Pop's point guards need to score in the paint. They don't necessarily need to be great jump shooters, but if you can get in the paint and score and do the 3 drive, draw, deliver,
and he can defend.
That's Markel's got a bad reputation for what has turned out to be a very solid NBA career.
I think I'd be interested. Like yeah. Should Markel Fultz have been the number 1 pick? No, but it doesn't mean the guy's useless either.
He's still here.
Yeah. I like him.
I think that the more likely candidate coming from Orlando, though, is one of the. I think Wagner's the guy they're trying to dump, trying to move.
Right, but this is they just used a lottery pick on another point guard. They've got Jalen
Markel's
Suggs.
done.
Like he's not going to be in Orlando. Like they're not going to pay him. Jordan Goodwin from Memphis.
Again, there's an upside there that I'm not sure the Spurs probably don't have somewhere on their roster. I think they've got a guy just like Jordan Goodwin, and it could be maybe Blake Wesley. So they feel the same to me.
14.8% rebound rate. Like he might be the best rebounding guard in the world. They're better than Josh Hart's numbers.
Well, that's the way. But keep in mind, Desmond Bane's a rebounder too. They use their guards in rebounding ways. He's good at it, but it's also part of the way that Memphis plays.
Also a 3-to-1 assist to turnover ratio.
He's a baller. There's no getting around it. But now we're getting to the point where I might have something pretty close to what you're offering at a lot less.
Yeah. DeLon Wright, sorry, from Miami.
The guy's been around a day or two. DeLon's a winner, and anytime you can pull in the Miami mentality, I wouldn't turn it down.
Here's a guy who can shoot. He played pretty well last year. Aaron Holiday in Houston.
He's part of the Holiday family, man. That's good basketball stock.
Yeah,
he's a good dude.
Here's another guy I like, and although coming from Utah's probably going to pay whoever they feel like because they don't have they've got money to spend. Is Chris Dunn? Seems to have figured things out finally.
I like Chris Dunn.
I love Chris Dunn. He just hadn't figured it out until now. But my guess is they keep him there. He's a $2.1 million cap hold. Like they're going to keep him. Campaign.
Now we're getting into the unscratched lottery ticket. I still don't know anything about him. I think there's potential there.
Jordan McLaughlin.
No.
Devontae Graham is on this
that's
list.
Where we're at right now. Former
Uh,
Spur, by the way, that just released.
Well, is he released now?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a partial guarantee of 2.85. It said the Spurs, they said that they would need his salary in a trade more than it would benefit from the additional cap space attained by waiving him.
I could be wrong, but what I understood, or at least saw, something that meant he was
only played in 23 games last year. It doesn't seem like he's
he was a victim of we were going to lose anyway, so we might as well lose with guys that are going to be around for a minute.
Yeah, you start building for the future.
Right, so he's certainly an NBA caliber guy, and everybody questioned whether why. Well, he's still listed as a Spur, but he won't be next year. But yeah, he's far better than the games played that he got here.
How about Pat Beverly?
No, it's this is not
too much trouble.
Yeah,
the opposite of it's the opposite of Chris Paul, like a guy you don't want your guys to learn from.
You get a Beverly when you're close, when you need that, when you need a little bit of Patrick Beverly, whatever that is, and you can withstand the negative, but you need what he brings. That's what you bring in Beverly, not now.
And the last guy, Malachi Flynn, who somehow scored 50 points in a game.
A straight out baller. But he's just not big enough, and he's a one-trick pony. He gets buckets, but there's not a lot, and he's a tough defender. But
he gets buckets, but he can't get on the floor.
And he's a little dude. He was Fresno's. He's I think he came out of San Diego. He's a Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, San Diego
smaller
State
version of Kawhi, just a straight-up defender.
All right. We are going to talk more NBA later in the program. Did you any of those guys? If I said one of those guys, who's your
there's nobody that jumps out of that.
They've all got their warts.
Yeah. Chris Paul's not crazy. It would have to be for the right dollar amount. everybody else you mentioned, there's some solid dudes in there. And if you're a Spurs fan and expecting them to swing for the fences on point guard, well, they won't. This will be the kind of guy that they're going to bring in.
I like Markelle Fultz. I'd like that a lot.
That would be the kind of thing that you go, oh, okay. And that's kind of the kind of guy we want them to bring in if they're just going to spend the mid-level exception kind of money. So, okay, is the kind of guy you'll get.
All right. When we come back, I want to dig more into this College World Series. In Rob with about a 6 out of 10 confidence.
It's growing as the caffeine kicks in.
I like that. It's the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up Monday on the Blitz, Jason Minix makes his return. He will be back. There'll be a lot to talk about. The NBA draft is coming up on Wednesday. A preview, I know. And how about those Aggies? Did they get it done? We'll talk about that as well. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Home ownership. At Progressive, we know it's part of the American dream. It's the land of the free and the home of student drivers ready to back into your new fence at any given time. It's firing up a round of burgers and dogs on your rusty grill with a faulty gas line that engulfs your tool shed in flames. It's also around-the-clock protection when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, which can help keep the American dream of home ownership alive and kicking. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Attention race fans, mark your calendars for the biggest event of the summer. Thursday, the 27th kicks off opening weekend at Retama Park. Join us for thrilling live horse racing, family fun, delicious food, and more. Bring the whole family and experience the excitement at Retama Park. Gates open at 5:30 with the first race at 6:15. Don't be left in the dust. Get your tickets now at retamapark.com. That's retamapark.com. Retama Park, where the excitement begins. We'll see you at the races.
At Progressive, we know money can't buy happiness. But money did buy your boat, where you find peace fishing, unlike at home with 3 teenage daughters. Because fish never argue about who stole whose crop top, or get mad the other fish used up all the hot water. No, they just swim around, never embarrassed to be seen with you in public. So save money by bundling your boat or RV insurance with home or auto from Progressive. And buy more happiness, or something close to it. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers, not available in all states.
Enjoy your summer even more by switching to Total by Verizon. Now you can get 50% off any unlimited data phone plan. That's one line for only $25 a month, and you keep the phone you love. Hurry, this is a limited time offer. So find a store or switch at totalbyverizon.com. Offer ends 7/31/24. Promise subject to cancellation after 12 months. Available exclusively online and in Total by Verizon stores. Requires a compatible unlocked device and SIM. See totalbyverizon.com for the best compatibility. Some fees may apply.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at TSAOG.com.
Did somebody say free diamond bracelet? That's right. Diamonds Direct is expanding upon their best offer yet. Make any purchase this month and receive a free diamond tennis bracelet valued at $2,000. That's right. Any engagement ring, any diamond necklace, any timepiece. Purchase any item valued at $10,000 or more and receive a stunning diamond tennis bracelet at no extra cost. Every purchase of $10,000 or more qualifies. So hurry into Diamonds Direct. Your chance to get a free tennis bracelet ends June 30th. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagle. You're listening to the home of the Texas Rangers, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Morning Huddle. Rob's telling me about trying to become the Ray Feo.
You're going to be the old money, the new money. We were describing. We were discussing B12 shots and how you survive. Yes.
I just don't know if I'm Ray Feo.
El Ray Feo.
If I'm the kind of guy that can handle that kind of responsibility.
Are you Feo enough?
He is muy
muy
guapo.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of responsibility. I'll consider it.
Well, some are born to greatness, others have it thrust upon.
Like I said, I'll we'll talk it out come Fiesta time.
Write a check. You can do just about anything you want.
Well, we'll see. Can we be co-kings?
No, there's no such thing. You can't have two kings. They oppose each other. We have a Fiesta King and we have El Rey Feo, but
it's too much. There's drama.
Too much. There's a lot of drama. Who knows who?
They should battle.
A lot of cliques.
They should battle.
Well, they often do.
To the death.
Well,
there can be only one.
It's a taco eating contest.
Oh, maybe I am built for this. Maybe as long as it's in the evening. I can't eat that much in the morning, but put me in the evening time, I can put down some tacos. Morning, it's the downside of this breakfast taco phenomenon here in San Antonio. It's the breakfast tacos are so good.
Yes. We're going to change you. You're going to start eating breakfast on a regular.
It's just not for me.
No.
The College World Series, the finale this evening.
Here we sit.
Live, you're looking live, folks, from Omaha, Nebraska, home of the hashtag MCWS. That stands for Men's College World Series. They've had to change it up now because the ladies have their own College World Series, and now we have to
But it's not ladies.
Women's. Sorry. You know me, Rob. I like to call all women ladies.
You got it. Well, I mean, I would think that's an appropriate thing.
It is.
There are them that don't appreciate it.
I would like it if people called me a gentleman.
But that's also not appropriate.
Yeah.
For most of the guys I know.
At Wimbledon, it's the gentlemen's and the ladies. That's the most proper.
Brits.
But the Men's College World Series, the 5th straight SEC champion is going to be crowned tonight. As Texas A&M and Tennessee battle it out in a winner-take-all matchup. And Rob believes the pitching edge lies with A&M.
Tonight, I do believe it does. Although that's not what Vegas is telling us.
Vegas disagrees strongly, as Tennessee is a minus 230 favorite. If you take the run line, if you take A&M plus a run and a half, you can still get plus money, plus 110. If you like A&M plus a run and a half, the total in this game is 10, which that may have something to do with it, Rob.
I think so.
If you're saying this is a,
I think it's best pitching versus best hitting. If they think Tennessee's pitching is pretty good too.
They think, well, it sounds like they don't think any pitching's all that good if the total's 10.
Well, nobody's got, I mean, it's the last game of the World Series. Everybody's tired. I mean, I get why you go the over on this, no matter who's playing. I mean, you got pitchers on short rest, and everybody's going to get thrown out tonight. If you can lace up your shoes, you will pitch tonight if you are needed. So I get that it could be a 12-14 run game. But that being said, I do think,
I mean, that makes it the most fun, right?
Well, yes.
It's just not the game Aggie fan wants to see.
Well, Aggie fan does not
want
to
see a 3-0 game.
Yeah, Aggie fan needs pitching duel, pitching. That's what's required ever since. Well, the Aggie big hitter, Jace, their big right fielder, pulled a hamstring in the about 3 games ago. And since that point, this has become a pitcher's team with just a little bit of, Schlossnagel's had to play a lot of moving baseball, a lot of active base running, a lot of steals. He presses a lot just because he knows there's not a lot of homers around the bend. There's a lot of bats on balls. Tennessee puts it out of the park, man. You hang one, they're gone.
Yeah. Tennessee has their best bullpen guys available. Nate Snead and Kirby Connell combined to only throw 19 pitches on Sunday, which is good news. For A&M, Justin Lampkin last pitched on Wednesday.
He was a beast on Wednesday.
and he shut down Florida. And they say Schlossnagle is looking to get about 4 innings out of Lampkin.
If the thing about Lampkin, they might be able to pull 6 out of him. He's a 6-day rest guy. He's coming in on 5. That's the reason they didn't run him yesterday. But again, he's a young man. These are young men.
The more I look at this, so for Tennessee, Xander Sechrist is he's their number 2 starter. He's a lefty. He's made 18 starts this season, has not allowed more than 3 earned runs in any game this season. And they're looking at this as a total of 10.
Again, wore out, tired pitchers. He's on short rest too. What bothers me about the way that A&M has played, and I've said it all series, that when you live by happenstance and luck, when you have to get lucky over and over, when you have to get bailed out with 3 guys on base, not 1 inning, but 2 and 3 times a game.
Yeah.
At some point, you're going to lose. You're walking this fine line, and the Aggies have, or you become a team of destiny, or it was meant to be. And no matter what situation you found yourself in, but for 1 game in the 7th inning, you were able to get yourself out of, and you look at yourself as a team of destiny. But more often than not, when you're that team that looks back on these miracles, they run out.
I think I like this under 10. I'm looking at the weather. The wind is going to be blowing in from right field, 16 miles per hour.
Well, if you like this, then you're liking the Aggies. If the lower the score, the more likely the Aggies win this game.
Well, that'd be good news for you. I think I might play on the under. And you know what, Rob? If it wins me money and it wins you joy, that sounds like a win for everybody, right?
Everybody makes money, and I get to buy a new shirt. That's all we're after.
And if Tennessee wins 5-4, I mean, it sucks for you, but at least one of us won, right?
Oh yeah, 5-4.
But we can't have Texas A&M win 6-5.
Well, at least you're not betting on. You're not betting against A&M.
I'm not betting against A&M.
4. So whatever it takes you to get there, as long as you're not playing any money lines.
I think it seems outrageous. It feels like these teams are too closely matched to be like this big of a favorite. I don't feel comfortable with it. That's a minus 230.
Now you talk about pitching and you going the under. Have you had a chance to watch the Aggies closer play much?
Oh yeah. Remember, I was pissed off that they took that kid out in the middle of a batter. I didn't like that, and they put that guy in. But he's good, man. He's very good.
He struck out 7 balls in 2 innings so far.
That's pretty good.
You just got to get to the 8th, baby. Just if the Aggies can just get there, and they saved him last night. So he's
what I read was depending on where they're at when in the game. He might come in the 6th or 7th inning if necessary.
That's what I'm saying. This season, it's just get to the 8th and you're going to take it. Now everybody's going to be in. Eschenbach could,
you whatever the most high leverage spot is.
So okay, when we look at this and you see, everything's available, every pitcher available, and you see this, and then we go to the NHL series and we saw Friday night the empty goal, couple of scores.
Thank you, Rob.
You see.
At under 5.5, 2 empty netters, and might as well just throw me off the cliff.
I know that as far as bad beats, it's awful, but given the nature of the way that both of those games were played, is that the best possible scenario for the sport itself? When there's only one game and everybody's available, and you got empty netters dealing with a team that's just desperate to get back in. I'm pulling my goalie and let's go.
Well, yeah.
That's best case scenario for both, right?
Yeah.
And now we get a game 7.
Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you, this is for a slow sports time of year, today is awesome. I am not a college baseball fan. I'm going to be watching this.
Mm-hmm.
I am not particularly a hockey fan. I'm like the most casual. I like to watch one team, and I watch as many of their games as I can. But
that's just an allegiance thing.
Yeah,
that's just the Golden Knights.
I don't particularly care about either of these teams. I'm going to watch this game.
Do you have a rooting interest? Are you for
No.
Are you for Edmonton just to get it, or is it?
No, I don't really care. I mean, I think I kind of prefer Edmonton winning, just because it makes for it makes a better story if a Canadian team would finally win it after 30 something years of not winning. And I like the idea of McDavid winning. I also don't think he's going to. I think for whatever reason, I don't know why this is in my head, but I feels like it. Just that coming back from 3-0, it feels like it's so difficult.
That's why this needs to happen. We need to have this every now and again.
I mean,
so all these other 3-0 series, it gives you hope that one team did it.
It's like a triple crown. Every once in a while, some horse wins all three, and it's like, oh, they can do it still. Or even you like to see it when it happens. It would be history tonight. We'll talk about that game a little later on in the program. Talk some NBA draft on the other side. Morning Huddle, 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville. Your home for the NFL.
Missions Baseball returns Tuesday night at Wolf Stadium. Join us for AARP $2 Tuesday, presented by 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. First pitch is at 7:05. Go to samissions.com for tickets.
Gomez Law Firm has been taking care of the people of San Antonio for almost 50 years, the leader in personal injury law. Jose, tell us a little bit more about what you do.
We do ride-sharing cases, 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years. Work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then you need to visit joegomezlaw.com.
We've been around for almost 50 years, and we're not going anywhere.
Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
Lowe's knows owning a project means owning the right tools. And during Craftsman Days, you can save big on what you need from a brand you trust. Get a free Select V20 tool when you buy a Select battery 2-pack. Plus, get your choice of the V20 string trimmer or leaf blower for only $99. Find these savings and more today. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 7/10 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Don't miss a second of NWSL action.
Heel pass, LaPonta shoots, scores.
Every club, every matchup. From kickoff to equalizers. Every PK, every save. The best players in the world play here. Find where to watch at nwslsoccer.com/watch. NWSL. We play here.
Maybe it's time to ask your checking account. What have you done for me lately? My Advantage Checking from Generations Federal Credit Union does more. My Advantage Checking pays you 2 days early, plus shopping rewards, identity protection, and much more. My Advantage Checking treats you right. So make the switch. Learn more at Generations Federal Credit Union. Member owned, community grown. Member eligibility requirements apply. For complete terms and conditions, visit mygenfcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Replace stop, opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details.
Homeowners, ready to replace your windows or patio doors, but think it's going to be too expensive? Well, think it. Anderson, you can get top quality, affordable windows and patio doors for no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. That's right. You don't pay a dime for an entire year. Just text LONG to 200-300 right now for your free in-home window consultation and free price quote. Upgrade your home with new energy-efficient windows and doors installed by certified master installers from Renewal by Anderson and get their best in the nation 20-year warranty. Renewal by Anderson is the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies. Act now and get your windows and patio doors for no $dollars down, no payments, and no interest for an entire year. Plus, save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Text LONG to 200-300. Text the word LONG to 200-300. Don't wait. Text LONG to 200-300.
With a true Vegas feel, the Big Blind is the premier poker room in San Antonio, featuring an upscale environment catering to players from all abilities. From high-octane tournaments or lively cash games, the Big Blind has a game for everyone, including blackjack tournaments. From the owners of the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant, the Big Blind is locally owned and operated, offering daily cash games to daily, weekly, and monthly tournaments. Learn more online at thebigblindsa.com. The Big Blind at 281 and Redland Road.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and price is so low. It just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
Only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly. B21.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio Sports Center.
It's a Game 7 kind of Monday as the Texas A&M Aggies are taking Game 3 against Tennessee tonight, a game you can catch live right here on ESPN AM 1250 starting at 5:45. In hockey, yes, Game 7. Can Edmonton do it? They're traveling to the Panthers to see who takes the NHL. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
A lot of people complaining that you're saying these kids are tired, Rob. Kids aren't allowed to get tired. People on the brigade bar say you can't get tired.
I agree. They're young men. Don't do it. But
you say that, but it's like when you're playing high level athletics, it's a lot easy. Like I know you guys are like, I played outside with my friends all day till the sun went down. They were right back out there when the sun came up. Man, it's a lot different when you're
they do it harder too.
You're throwing a ball 95 miles an hour. Like if you think it's just about like, oh, I want to keep, you want to keep doing it, but you can't.
But when we were young, we were just better than they are.
I don't think that's
we were
true.
better. We worked harder. We lived better. We're just better than they were. They just don't do it quite as good as we did.
No,
we didn't wear sliding gloves. We just went out there barehanded.
We didn't. My son went back my older son went back about a week ago.
Is he back in rotation?
Yeah. And he hadn't thrown a baseball in about 3 weeks, which I think is the longest time he's gone without throwing a baseball since he was probably about 5 years old.
Do you think that was good for him or you think his coach is mad at him?
I don't think they were thrilled.
Mm-hmm. I think it was good for him.
I think it was probably good for him. But it's funny because the last year for sure he's a closer. He's been a closer like for the last year, which was different for him because my son's a big kid. He's about 6'5".
He's a big one
and about 200 pounds. And he's used to throwing, 90, 100 pitches. And last year they were like, you're going to be the high leverage reliever. So if we get into, sometimes he's coming in the 5th, 6th inning with the bases loaded and that's kind of the breaks. But if there's a save situation, he pitches and usually pitches just one. The most innings he's pitched is 2. So after 3 weeks off, first thing they did, you're starting. And he pitched 5 innings and he called me after. He's like, I feel like my arm's about to fall off. And again, the kid who used to throw 100 pitches and not break a sweat. And he's just like, my arm feels like it's something's wrong with it. And I was like, well, make sure you ice, take some time. I mean,
you're a young man.
He's 16 years old, and he's throwing mid 80s. Some of these guys are throwing mid 90s. Dude, I mean, it takes a toll on you.
Well, having never even attempted to do anything like that, I can't imagine the toll that it would take on your arm. I don't care how old you are, but I do think taking some time off from any of the sports that you play for year round is good.
Oh, yeah.
It's just good for everything. He'll get back in the groove, but he'll be fresh.
But also when you're doing basketball tournaments or whatever, you get to where you're playing five games in 3 days or whatever.
Yeah,
and it's
you get into a rhythm.
But you can't not be tired. Like, you can say you're not, like,
oh, you're tired.
Of course you're tired.
But you learn, like in baseball, when the appropriate times to rest. You learn to play the game. That's part of being a better player at the game, is understanding how you play the game. Not getting better at it, but playing better at the game. Knowing when to rest, knowing how to play, knowing when your appropriate breathers are to be had, when you got to give that 100%. That's the true measure of a player. Not just being great at the skill, but being able to apply that skill inside of the game. And that's where the coaching comes in.
The NBA draft is on Wednesday. We finally made it. It's draft week. It's time. Spurs are going to get some new players.
Mm-hmm.
ESPN has released their latest intel predictions on their mock draft. Jonathan Giovanni and Jeremy Wu combined to work on this one. Came out this morning. First pick, Atlanta Hawks, Zachary Risache. This dude has jetted up the boards.
I will be shocked if that's the case. Shocked.
The Hawks are so interesting to me because they not only have the first pick in the draft, they're also apparently actively shopping both of their backcourt guys. Trae Young and DeJounte Murray, apparently both very available. There's rumors that Brandon Ingram is likely to be traded for one of them. That seems weird that you would trade for Brandon Ingram and then draft a small forward.
That's why that scenario doesn't make any sense. Keep in mind that Atlanta is trying to move either or both, but they need to move them either or both to San Antonio. They have got to reacquire all those draft picks, and they're not going to get those kind of draft picks from anybody else. I mean, they might get a draft pick here or there, but the picks they require and desire are the ones that they traded to us from DeJounte. And if they're going to rebuild, they need those picks because they're going to suck out loud. They might as well get them back and use them appropriately, because if we hold on to them as they go through this, we're looking at number 1 overall next year. We're looking at, they've got to get ours back.
Apparently they're in talks with the Spurs about trading down to 4, because rumors are that the Hawks really love Donovan Clingan, but because of the perceived value, are worried about taking him number 1, which I think is foolish. If
in this draft,
in a draft like this, if you think this is the best player, this is the guy that fits for you, just take him.
And that's why I don't buy this rumor, because everybody knows that you're going to lose your job more likely, not for what you drafted number 1, but what for you drafted number 8.
But I think the dumber thing would be it would be the Spurs trading up to 1
for a guy they could get it for, and
giving up that unprotected first rounder.
That's why this little scenario does not make any sense. And we would like to have those picks. We
don't
know
give
that.
them back. Don't give them back. There's nobody in this draft worth giving back that Hawks pick. I really believe that, because they're not going to. The Hawks, if they're looking to get rid of Murray and Trae Young, whoever they draft, it doesn't matter. They're going to stink out loud.
And those guys will probably be available at the trade deadline.
I agree. Second pick, Alex Sarr to the Wizards.
That makes much more sense, and that would be the smartest thing, the best thing that could happen to the Wizards.
A lot of people say he's got the best upside in the draft. I tend to kind of agree with that. He looks like he can be a top-level defender, although he's very skinny.
Yeah.
I guess Wemby's very skinny, and he's a top-tier defender.
He's
but
a kid. He'll put on 15 pounds.
Some of the tape I've seen on him, he's getting pushed around by like wings are pushing him around. That's worrisome, but you're right. He probably put on some weight. I don't know that you can find a mock draft that doesn't say the Rockets are not taking Reed Sheppard.
I know. In every possible mock. I don't know if it's because Reed is looked at basically as the third best draft pick, or
I don't think
it's
he
just
is.
a
I think they just look at him
fit?
as a fit. Yeah. And I like Reed Shepherd.
Yeah.
I didn't think of Reed Shepherd as a guy who would go third overall, but good for him. He's the best shooter in the draft. He's a bulldog defender. It's a little bit undersized, but he's I like him. I just 3 seems high, but again, in this draft, if it's the guy who fits what you want, go for it. Stephen Castle, number 4 to the Rockets.
So what we're saying now is Castle is, by the Spurs and I guess everybody else's measure, the best non-big.
Yes. Well, no, Reed Shepherd.
Oh, which still seems like a fit thing to me. But yeah, okay, Reed Shepherd. If the Spurs, if this plays through, I think everybody high fives each other and we look forward to 8. But that'd be a phenomenal pick.
I will tell you this, and this makes me do evil finger tapping motions. San Antonio has expressed increasing interest in Donovan Clingan, even as far as interviewing him in recent days to get to know him better. Some think this might be a case of the Spurs signaling to rivals that the number 4 pick is where they need to go if they want to draft Clingan, as opposed to real interest in a fascinating Twin Towers lineup. I want that Twin Towers lineup. God, please let me have that. The other guys that the Spurs have brought in for workouts: Reed Shepherd, Rob Dillingham, Matas Buzelis, Dalton Connect, and of course, Zachary Risache.
At this point, this Risache thing, bouncing from 1 to 7, I'm starting to believe that he is the smokescreen. That I don't know if they're blowing smoke to get him to drop or blowing smoke to get him to rise, but there's too much variance here, and I kind of think that sums up this draft.
Do you think he'll be like Aaron Rodgers, like, he could be number 1, and then he just gets, he's like 20?
The thing about it is, the more video that I've seen of him, he does have some things, but again, when you watch him play against the guys like him, I haven't seen enough to tell me he's better than the guys he's playing against.
He gets limited minutes in France, and he stunk for most of the season and then played well in the playoffs. It's like, I don't know.
Well, there might be a there. I just haven't seen enough, but that's the variance that I've found absolutely nuts. But the consistent thing that we have seen is those 2 UConn kids. One of them will be available at 4. That's the one thing I'm feeling very comfortable with. One of those 2 guys will be there at 4, and I wouldn't have a problem with either one.
I wouldn't either. Matas Buzelis, 5th to the Pistons. Dalton Connect, 6th to the Hornets.
Seems early.
It says Connect's draft range appears increasingly small, with teams in the range of number 4 to 9 expressing interest, except for Detroit at number 5.
Who the hell knows what's going on in Detroit?
Yeah. Trajan Langdon's trying. Detroit's hitting reset is what they're doing.
Can you reset a reset? Are you allowed to do that? Doesn't it take you extra time? Don't you have to completely turn off and reboot at this point?
The thing with the Pistons is they're in essentially the exact same spot that the Spurs are, except their can't miss number 1 guy might have missed. Like Cade Cunningham might not be.
He hadn't missed.
Well,
he's going to be just fine.
But he's not a home run.
Well, let's give this some time. There's so much going on in Detroit that I'm not going to hold what's happened specifically to him. He's had a 40-point night, hadn't he? I mean, he's gone and done some things to show that he's worthy of everything we said. He's just alone.
Rival teams say they would be surprised to see Connect fall past Portland and San Antonio at 7 and 8. So that's about as low as he could go, they say. Number 7 in this draft would be Donovan Clingan to Portland.
Don't they have DeAndre Ayton? Haven't they decided on, or is Ayton a mistake?
I think Ayton, they look at it like they can play together. Like they've got a rim runner and a rim protector.
Okay. I don't think that DeAndre will view it that way.
I'm sure he won't either. But my guess is if Clingan gets drafted at 7, they probably trade him.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Ayton's career is winding down if this is the case.
Number 8, I'm not in love with this one. Rob Dillingham of Kentucky.
He can't shoot. That's why he's at 8. He can't shoot.
He's a great ball handler. He's a great playmaker. I don't know that he can't shoot.
No, he can't shoot. He's a bucket getter. There's a big difference. He's a scorer. He can probably go step foot in the league now and given enough minutes, go get you 18 a night. He is a bucket getter, but he's not a shooter. And there's a big difference. There's a lot of bucket getters out there. But shooters are hard to come by, and that's why he has fallen all the way to here. And that's why Reed Shepherd is sitting at 3 and 4, even though Dillingham probably was the better player at Kentucky last year.
And I know college is college, but he shot 44% from 3 in college. I don't think you shoot 44% even in college if you just can't shoot.
I'm telling you, he can't shoot. And that doesn't mean he won't learn to, but there's a reason why he was an odds-on top 5 pick. And after all the workouts, after he has traveled the circuit and done the personal things, he's now 6 or 7.
Number 9, Grizzlies, Cody Williams, and number 10, Nikola Topic.
We are now in the crapshoot stage.
Yep.
Now we're in the make or break a GM's career because there's some gold there. Somebody's going to draft them a diamond right about here. And then somebody's going to lose their job because they drafted an idiot.
Zach Edey has moved up to number 15 in the mock drafts. And it says here, Edey's drawing interest from teams that are drafting in front of and behind Miami, with every squad in the back half of the lottery after San Antonio said to be in the market for a center.
Yep. They got to get a Wemby stopper. You got to get somebody that tall. I'm telling you that Edey's going to go a lot higher and be very functional.
He's already going he's already going higher than I expected him to go. So I mean, I color me maybe there's egg on my face.
This is silly season and people are blowing smoke, but I do expect him to go higher than the second round for sure. 15 seems high.
Let's see. Yves Missi from Baylor projected to go 21 now to the Pelicans.
That's about the range you'd expect him to go.
Yeah,
because he'll step foot on the court tomorrow.
And he's a guy. He's got
rebounds.
You talk about untapped potential. If he learns how to play basketball. Ooh,
comes from good stock. Coach Drew got him ready.
Isaiah Collier projected 24 to the Knicks. That's a guy who was he was the best college player or best high school player in the country last year. Terrence Shannon Jr. at 25 to the Knicks as well. Boy, they'd have I
wouldn't want to be their coach.
No, they've only got one
guy.
basketball.
Woo.
Only one basketball.
There's a little bit of crazies traveling around.
In the second round, it's got the Spurs at 35 taking Juan Nunez, a point guard out of Germany who I've never heard of.
A German point guard named Nunez.
I don't know. Well, he's been playing in Germany. I'm guessing he's not a German national. And then Cam Spencer. If you want a UConn guard, Cam Spencer, who actually was widely considered the best,
probably
the best
higher recruit.
He might have been considered the better college player than Castle even. Cam Spencer was really good in college, but he's 24, not really looked at as a maybe his ceiling is kind of reached, but you're not playing at UConn if you're not a good player.
I think that this idea of not wanting to draft the college seniors is kind of going by the wayside.
I think so too.
I think that for a couple of years it was embarrassing to be a senior and still playing in college. Now people accept the fact that you stayed for some money. You could have gone, but you stayed around. So I don't think it's quite the detriment it used to be.
I mean, look no further than Tyler Kolek being a first-round pick now, or Zach Edey being a first-round pick now. These are guys who, probably in the past you would have looked at and gone, nah, and senior, no thanks.
Could have come out. Edey would have been Edey would have been the same draft pick last year he was this year, wherever he lands.
And finally, 55th overall, Bronny James to the Los Angeles Lakers.
Well, they've limited his workouts to places that are most specific to his skill set.
I'm not looking to play with my dad. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here for to go where I'm most wanted as a basketball player.
The crazy thing is that the Bronny camp are holding out for a full-on That's the thing that is galling.
He's going to be a second-round pick.
Right, and those guys get two-way deals.
Yeah.
But not him. He's going to get a real contract. That's what they think. And that's what'll happen.
My dad knows the coach.
Yeah. With the Nepo baby.
My dad's friends with the coach, okay?
Hell.
I'm not like every other second round. I'm not like every other 55th overall draft pick.
Kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
Man.
You may have heard of him.
You've seen my mixtape?
Yeah. Yeah. My dad, LeBron.
Sierra Canyon.
My dad was in Space Jam 2. Was your dad in Space Jam 2? I didn't
your
think
dad
so.
Beating the Toon Boys?
I didn't think so.
The Toonies?
When we come back, the Texas Rangers got a shot in the arm yesterday from Max Scherzer. And this is what I've been saying is the difference in the AL West between the Astros and the Rangers. These two Texas teams feel like they're going in separate directions. And the Rangers, to me, there's a reason to have hope, whereas the Astros, I don't know that I have anymore. We'll talk about that next. Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up Monday on The Blitz, Jason Minix makes his return. He will be back. There'll be a lot to talk about. The NBA draft is coming up on Wednesday. A preview, I know. And how about those Aggies? Did they get it done? We'll talk about that as well. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Over the past decade, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the UFC fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch a game. The Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant and in the same plaza as the Big Blind there at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like choosing Derek Jeter as the pinch hitter for your baseball team.
Jeter, you're in. We need a home run.
I'll give it a try. I've swung a bat once or twice.
That's out of here. Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
For more than 75 years, University of Maryland Global Campus has given you the opportunity to build your next success. Choose from more than 135 degree and certificate programs in career-relevant fields like business, healthcare, data analytics, cybersecurity, and more. Plus, we offer 100% online and hybrid courses, personalized advising, and lifetime career services. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Lowe's knows owning a project means owning the right tools. And during Craftsman Days, you can save big on what you need from a brand you trust. Get a free Select V20 tool when you buy a Select Battery 2-pack. Plus, get your choice of the V20 string trimmer or leaf blower for only $99. Find these savings and more today. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 7/10 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyer4us.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
We're talking about Donovan Clingan. And I think one of the big reasons I like the idea of Donovan Clingan is not only does it open up Wemby in a lot of ways. It lets you use his versatility as like a bonus, but it also is insurance. Because I was saying during the break, Rob, if Wemby got hurt, the Spurs go from being like an average defensive team to a dreadful defensive team almost immediately, right? Without Wemby to cover up all their flaws. Like, he's the reason why they're even a decent defensive team.
It makes sense on every level other than the level of where does Pop see Wemby playing? Because there still could be and maybe should be the mentality that, dude, I know you want to be a rip and run small forward. That is your dream, that you identify as that. But, dude, you're 7'5" and growing. And I just cannot, in good conscience, do everything I can to get you further away from the basket.
But his skill level
I
kind of
agree.
warrants it.
We've got 1 year as a pro yet. And we can only see what happens on game time. I don't know what's going on in practice. I don't know what the plan has been in the offseason, but I know that this draft will tell us which direction Pop and Wemby have decided to go. Yeah. And if it is the direction of the free-flowing, positionless, he's a small forward here and guards centers and does all these other things, we'll know by the draft. Whether it's going to be a Klingon, which will tell us, he's going to be allowed to free-flow and move. Or there's a free agent that'll be brought in that will allow that. Or we see a bunch of guards brought in, which it's going to be him as the spoke to a bunch of shooters, which is really the style that wins NBA games now.
We carrying the NBA draft on our channel?
I'm sure we are.
Yeah. Let's see. Wednesday. That didn't say anything. Maybe we're on
NBA draft 6 to 10. I do see broadcast on Wednesday.
Okay. It'll be on 94.1 or the.
It appears it will be on both.
Oh,
we're doing both sides. 6 to 10 on Wednesday.
You're getting all of it then, baby. All Rangers must be off that day. So there you go. You can hear it right here on San Antonio's Sports Star. All right. Speaking of the Rangers, man, yesterday could not have gone better for the Texas Rangers. Max Scherzer returns, and I'm going to say looks like his back is okay. Retired.
Well, so far. We have a game in. All right.
Yeah, 1 game in. I get it. Good golly. Retires the first 13 batters he faced, 15 of the first 16. 5 scoreless innings. Rangers win 4-0. He hadn't pitched since the World Series, had back surgery, and then guess what? I mean, just a phenomenal.
Oh, yeah. All right.
This is what I was saying, though.
Well, I mean, you just described why you should be guardedly optimistic on this. And I know they took every ounce of precaution and they've waited every but we're dealing with a part of the body that doesn't hold up to long-term stress.
Nope, you're right. The Rangers currently are a half game behind the Houston Astros for second place in the AL West. The Astros playing better of late. They've won 5 straight. Rangers have now won 4 straight, but the Astros won 7 of their last 10. Trying to make a move up the standings here, but the Astros keep dealing with these injuries to pitchers that they're not going to get back. And then the Rangers get back Scherzer here. They're supposedly getting back Jacob deGrom at some point this season.
Mm-hmm.
I feel a lot better about their long term than I do the Astros, at least from a pitching standpoint.
Well, when every pitcher for the Astros is spending time on the IR, when it's this rotating door,
what's the Tommy John doctor? He's like keeping them in business. It's like, you feel better about that. If you said we're going to get Max Scherzer back and he'd gone out and thrown 3 innings and I'd be like, okay, who knows? But the way it's just 5 innings, but the way that he looked, it's like, boy, if this is what we're getting, if you've got the real Max Scherzer back and you're adding it to that Rangers team, you've got something nice there, something that the Astros aren't going to be able to add.
Perfect timing.
No doubt.
Right in July, you get him going. We get a little break here with the All-Star coming, get him nice and rested and comfortable where he is, and a nice little charge through July. It's the ideal time for sure.
So still keep hope alive. Jacob deGrom, who supposedly would be, I think at this point we look at Jacob deGrom as like he would be the best pitcher on the Rangers if everybody were healthy, which says a lot because Max Scherzer, when healthy, is really good. He is throwing on a mound now and expected to return in August. So they're like you said, playing super, super careful, super slow. But think about that. You get back 2 Cy Youngs in the course of a year, and suddenly, boy, you go from having an undermanned staff to having a staff that's hard to beat in a short series, right? When you've got,
I agree,
Scherzer, DeGrom, Eovaldi in your first 3 games.
Well, that's,
good luck beating those guys.
When they were putting this together, that's the idea. But
Yeah.
we're a long way from having those 3 together in September.
Yeah. And you, with DeGrom out until August, you've got to make sure that you are
in a place where it even matters
in the mix in August. And like I said, the Astros feel like the wheels are falling off from a health standpoint, but they've also won 5 straight games, and maybe they're trying to figure things out here. So maybe not all hope is lost if you're an Astros fan. And even better news, they start a series with the Rockies today. Even better news, tomorrow. Even better news, it's at home. So a home series against the Rockies. What more can you hope for? As they just took 3 from the Baltimore Orioles. That's not easy to do. That's a pretty good squad that they just swept in Baltimore. So now you get the Rockies, and you follow that up with the Mets, who are an absolute disaster.
Is Grimace throwing out the first pitch?
I don't think so.
And if he's not, then you're good.
I don't think so. So, but again, it's like Brown, Arrighetti, Blanco, Valdez. I don't know.
What's the kid that's already?
I don't even know his name. He threw one game. He's already on the IL. The new guy Verlander got hurt. They're like, oh, don't worry. We're bringing up our top prospect. Lasted 1 day. Give me a break. We got to. They need to talk to the trainer. Whoever this trainer is in Houston, they got to have a talk with him. It's not working out. That was the win against the Orioles that was 14-11. I don't think it was how the Astros were hoping they'd win, but that's beggars can't be choosers. You got to take what you can get. Jake Bloss, that's who it was. Pitched 3 2/3 innings. Not bad. 2 earned runs, 3 2/3, but
do we know
only 3 2/3?
What's the specifics of the injury? Did they give us a
no? They did not.
Upper body, lower body hockey.
I think
thing?
It's shoulder inflammation, which generally means general arm discomfort, which I don't think they know what it is. But they said there's no structural damage. But it's anytime you pitch 3 innings and you're already on the IL after what the hell? How many guys can be on the IL? Well, you got to limit at some point. All these guys are hurt. It's out of control. That's why I say the Rangers, as they're getting guys back, the Astros keep losing them. Astros lose Verlander the same week the Rangers gain Scherzer. Not ideal. But Astros fighting their asses off to stay in this mix. Well, I don't know that they're going to be able to hold up for that long, but God bless them for trying. All right. When we come back, we're going to talk about Game 7. Game 7s in the Stanley Cup playoffs are heavenly. But Game 7 in the final, oh, man, this is a beautiful, beautiful sports thing, Rob. And especially because there's chance for history to be made. First time since 1942. We'll talk about that coming up next. It is the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
San Antonio's Sports Star.
Trane heating and cooling systems are tested, retested, engineered, and re-engineered to keep up with you. We run together. Visit TraneInfo.com to find your local independent Trane dealer. TraneInfo.com. It's hard to stop a train.
You want another way to add excitement to watching the NBA playoffs? Jason Minix here. Let me tell you about Underdog Fantasy. It is a fan favorite way to play fantasy sports, especially playing the pick'em game, where you pick between 2 and 5 players to build your pick'em entry, and all you have to do is select higher or lower on player stats. If your picks hit, you can win up to 100 times your money. Endless projections to choose from. It is fantasy and it is legal in Texas. So get started by going to the easy-to-use Underdog Fantasy mobile app or go to the website underdogfantasy.com. Sign up with my promo code STAR, and Underdog will give you a mystery special pick to use on your first pick'em entry and a deposit offer. Must be over 18 and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Again, sign up using my promo code STAR at underdogfantasy.com.
They say health is wealth, and I could not agree more. That's why if you or somebody in your life is living with everyday aches and pains, I want to tell you about Relief Factor. And I'm telling you, I can feel the difference. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that helps fight pain naturally. Naturally. Now that's a big deal. Developed by doctors. Relief Factor's unique formula of ingredients all work together to help support your body's response to inflammation. Instead of masking pain for a couple of hours, Relief Factor actually helps reduce or even eliminate your pain for good. Whether it's neck, back, joint, or muscle pain, if you're looking to feel better, live better, give Relief Factor a try. In 3 weeks, you will know if it's working because you'll feel it. For instance, I was sent Relief Factor to try, and I've been taking it every single day. I'll tell you what, I feel the difference every day. Go to relieffactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Save on your first order. Don't let pain tell you how to live. Fight back naturally with Relief Factor. These products and statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
You know, living here in San Antonio and South Texas, a water softener is almost a requirement. The water is hard. You know this. It affects your appliances and all of that kind of stuff. And the best water softener to buy is a Connecticut quality water softener. Connecticut's been serving San Antonio for over 50 years. They're made in America. Up to 80% more efficient than competing models. Got a simple design, fewer moving parts, and the best thing about it is there's nothing to plug in. There won't be an increase in your electric bill. Connecticut quality water softeners are the best in the business, and right now they have got the best deal for you. Connecticut is going to let you try a quality water softener in your home for 90 days, absolutely free with no contract. Call them today. 656-PURE. That's 656-7873 or ConnecticutSA.com. You know the jingle. Sing it with me. Connecticut, the last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE. Connecticut.
Ready for the ultimate outdoor adventure? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star has your chance to win a getaway to Telluride, Colorado. Your prize package includes airfare and luxurious hotel accommodations for 2, plus thrilling expeditions like fly fishing, kayaking, ATV rides, and more. And it could be all yours. Enter once per day at sasportstar.com. You must be 18 or older to play. This is an Alpha Media company-wide contest. One winner will be chosen. Complete rules at sasportstar.com. Don't miss out on the adventure of a lifetime. Enter now at sasportstar.com. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Rob, your camera's off. People are trying to see El Rey Feo of the Sports Star.
I don't know what's going on. Computer's dead.
Oh, no. Womp, womp, womp. Well, that's no good.
Give me time. I'm
All
coming.
right.
Carry on. Go on without me. I'll catch up.
All right.
Go
All
on
right.
without
All
me.
right.
I'll be all right.
A lot of people mad that I've mentioned that if Wemby got hurt, I mean, it could happen someday. It's all you got to think about.
Well, not just, I would think you'd need to plan for such things. We've discussed many times the problems with a man that's 7'5".
Giants get hurt all the time.
Weird injuries too, not your normal ones. What was that Porzingis one that I had never heard of?
That was a made up thing.
So I
the
think
heel
you are
bone's
logical.
connected to the knee bone all of a sudden.
In fact, you're not doing your due diligence if you do not prepare and know that there will be times that a guy of his size is going to be dealing with injuries that will take longer than most to rehab from. and deal with the kind of rehab that we're not accustomed to. So getting a big to kind of fill the void and at the same time offer some other things makes perfect sense.
I'm currently listening to an audiobook about Andre the Giant, one of the greatest athletes of all time. And it talks about all the time, when you're built like a giant, the world is not made for you. And you often find yourself injured in ways that you would not expect a normal human to be injured. And I don't know that Wemby's quite Andre the Giant level, but he's a big man. And these big guys they've got all kinds of problems that us normies don't have. That's what they call normal sized people, normies.
Normies?
I don't think that's what Andre the Giant called them, but I imagine that's what giants called normal sized people now. That's what I would do if I was a giant. That's what I would call people. The Stanley Cup Final. They call it the Stanley Cup Final, not the Stanley Cup Finals. There's no S because it sounds fancier. Like the NBA goes with finals. The Stanley Cup goes with final. Game 7 tonight. The Edmonton Oilers are trying to become the first team since 1942 to come all the way back from an 0-3 deficit in a Stanley Cup final. And to me, this makes it even more fascinating that, anytime we get a game 7 is fascinating, but the idea that we're getting a team coming back from 3-0 down adds even more drama. Of course, like I said, that Stanley Cup was Toronto versus Detroit. I'm sure the NHL wishes that they had Toronto versus Detroit here. Instead, they get Edmonton versus Florida. But either way, they get a game 7. They get potential history with a team coming back from 3-0. Even if you're not a hockey fan, I imagine people are going to be tuning into this game tonight just for the spectacle of it. The best player in the world's playing in a game 7 where his team was down 3-0.
Okay. If I had a lineup and gave you 8 pictures, could you pick Connor McDavid out of a lineup? You could.
I could, yes.
Does he have a beard or not?
He does.
He does.
Yes.
Okay. I have no idea what this cat looks like.
He's like a ginger, basically.
Okay. So what I'm getting at is if the greatest player
here. This is what he looks like
in the NHL, the best player, I can tell you what Angel Reese looks like. I can tell you what the 5th or the 10th best player in the WNBA looks like. I can tell you what Breanna Stewart looks like. I can pick her out of a lineup. I can't pick the best dude in all the NHL out. And you're telling me it's the game of the century, the biggest game since the last century. I think they're going to have a bump, but I don't think it's going to be as big as you think.
No, it won't be. It won't be huge.
I don't think it's going to even rival an average pro football game on a Sunday afternoon.
No. Which
kind of gets you in this.
But you know what? World Series games don't do NFL numbers. And NBA Finals games don't do NFL numbers.
And I don't want to blow up the NHL, but this is such a segmented niche kind of thing.
It is. Well, and
I want to care.
Particularly here it is. In this part of the country, it definitely is.
Exactly.
But the truth is, if you're a casual sports fan, the NHL playoffs this year have been so much better than the NBA playoffs were.
Absolutely. And I think that's probably every year.
More often than not. Like, if you're starving for sports, and a lot of people are at this point, I think it's worth tuning into tonight.
And do you think that it will get the word is out enough? Has ESPN and ABC and CBS, have they really told us that this is indeed the biggest game in 50 years?
Hockey history. It just said on the screen.
I
would hope that's what they're playing up. I mean, it's their game. It's going to be on ESPN
the
tonight.
Hyperbole should be just through the roof.
I mean, if they hype this game up, this game 7, with the best player in the world in it, trying to come back from 3-0 down, if they hype it up nearly as much as they hype up a regular season game between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, then this will be the biggest hockey game ever, right? Now, I think that part of the problem is it's 2 markets that people don't really care about. Not big media. Miami's a big media market, but it's not going to be a big hockey market, certainly. And Edmonton is not a big market. I don't know that there's enough interest from even like hockey fan but I think you know what? I think most hockey fans are going to appreciate what this is and watch it anyway. Like I said, I'm not even a real hockey fan. I'm watching this thing. I have to watch it.
I hope I don't watch any of it. I hope that I'm elsewise occupied in celebration. I hope I see it going on the side.
Yeah.
And think this might be worthy of watching, but I'm too busy winning a national championship to really care.
If it's 6-0 Tennessee, do you turn off the game and watch the hockey?
Probably not.
You're going to stick it out the whole way.
I imagine, unless we get run ruled.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine it just being a passing thing, but I'm a small niche here. And maybe if I see something extraordinary going on.
Yeah. I listen, I understand if people are like, it's hockey, I don't care. But I do think if you, and like you've said you wish that you could get involved in hockey.
This would be the time, right?
It's just it's bad timing for you. It's not a great, you've got a good conflict tonight. I understand that.
It is a rare occurrence. And, the timing would have been ideal. We could have had a game 7 yesterday if the NBA would have just done their deal. They
couldn't do it.
And we could have had 2 game 7s today. It could have been unprecedented.
Well, I'm going to, because I don't have my man cave set up down here in San Antonio yet. So I'm a 1 TV man right now, but I will have I'll have the baseball game on until the hockey starts, and then I'm going to put the baseball game on my iPad, and I'm going to dual screen with my iPad and my TV.
I have found over the last, as I've been trying to do basketball and others and baseball's far easier to watch on the device.
Oh yeah,
it's easier to keep track because it's not so active.
Yeah,
like hockey, you can't watch.
You can't watch hockey.
I can't tell what the hell's going on.
No, there's no way. So that's what I'm going to do. I will be invested in both, but I you just don't get these opportunities very often. And like I said, no one's ever done this since 1942. The NHL would love for this to happen. I think they would love to see. The NHL is certainly invested in the outcome of this. They'd love the idea of a 3-0 comeback, and they love the idea of their best player winning a championship. In fact, they probably need it. Their best player winning a championship, first Canadian team in 30-something years. Like, I will I hate to be conspiracy theorist. If I were a conspiracy theorist,
it would be good for them to get a win.
I'd say they're going to work really hard to make sure
the Caitlin effect is in play here. That finally there's a cup in Edmonton.
Yeah. If Caitlin had a beard, she'd be Connor McDavid.
You feel that way. You feel that way. This might be imminent. Although she's got a bigger Q rating than him.
Yeah, somehow. At least in the States. In Canada, I don't know. It might be close. Claymore says, I'd be shocked if you can name 10 players on a WNBA roster without Google Live on air, Rob. Show them.
What?
I can't. Well, I can write 10?
10.
I can write 10.
Give me 10.
10? Okay, let's start with the obvious. We'll go with the fever. We got Caitlin.
Okay.
We got the big girl.
No, you can't say that. You got to say her name.
I got the West German. I got the East German.
No.
I got the Russian. I got the big Brazilian.
No.
No. Okay, we got. We'll go with the obvious. Brianna Stewart. Is Kelsey Plum still playing?
Yeah,
it's Kelsey Plum. Caitlin.
It's 3.
That's 3. All right, we're moving along. Man, I'm having. What's the?
You can't ask me.
Okay, Angel Reese.
Oh, there you go. There's 4.
Then we've got Diana Taurasi.
Okay.
Then we've got let's just go down the obvious. The bit Griner.
Okay.
Brittany Griner. Right, 6 or 7?
That's
7?
6.
I thought that was 7. That's 6.
Yep.
Brigade Bar, if you're willing to help.
No, don't help
You
him.
can dive right in, guys. I could certainly use it because I'm not going to Google. I'm not going to Google it.
What's the girl's name that plays with Caitlin?
Aaliyah Boston.
There you go.
Then we've got the other tall one.
No,
that other girl that's big. No. Cameron Brink.
There you go.
Are we at 8 or 7?
We're at 8.
8. I got to get 2 more.
2 more.
There's got to be 2 more that I can pull.
You can do this.
Let's see. The little point guard for Las Vegas. Does that count?
Nope. But there is a girl in Las Vegas you haven't mentioned. She's the best player in the league.
Yeah, I said Aaliyah Boston. I said her. Brianna
Yeah.
Banks.
Brianna Banks is a porn star. She's a
Brianna
pornographic
Stewart.
actress.
Brianna Stewart.
Yeah.
Did I just name a porn star?
You did.
See, that shows where my mind has
Yeah.
gone right now. I'm running out of names. I know there's 2 superstars that I have not named. Dude, brain lock. 8.
Asia Wilson.
Asia. I thought I'd said Asia.
No, Asia Wilson is. I think.
So that's 9. Let's get one more.
Come on. Give me one more.
I'm trying. Let's see here. What's Sparks? I got Brink already.
You got Brink.
Then we've got in Vegas, we got her. The girl with the links. Oh, she just retired. I don't know, man. I have frozen. I have
Sabrina
emptied.
Ionescu?
That's one. That would be a good one. Sabrina would be the next one.
I'm
That's
disappointed.
10.
Yeah.
Can you name any more? Anybody else that I?
Any big omissions?
I'm sure there's 4 or 5 omissions. I only named like 4 Olympians.
Yeah, I don't know. That's no, I think you got all the big ones.
I
mentioned Brittany Griner. Yeah.
Camila Cardoso, the big, the one that came out of the Post from South Carolina.
Yeah,
but I don't think she's done much.
Well, you did a good job. You got
I only got 8.
You got almost 10. That's close to 10. That's
more UF than I can name out of the UFL.
That you know what? I'll give you that.
So they do have a lead there.
Chelsea Gray is the little point guard from Vegas that you were trying.
She
to
is
think
good.
of.
She might be one of my more favorite players anymore.
Jackie Wilson. No, Jackie Young, I'm sorry, is on the Aces as well.
Not ringing a bell.
Alyssa Thompson.
Oh, man.
Is on the Connecticut Sun.
Yes. See, it's those kind of things.
Jewel Lloyd is on the Seattle Storm.
I don't think I remember that
one. Nafisa Collier is on the Lynx.
Yeah.
Kalia Copper is on the Mercury. And that's Team USA. That's the rest of the ones on Team USA that you didn't mention. So you did pretty good, though.
That's pretty bad. I wonder if I'm above average or below average.
Above.
You think I am?
8?
I don't know if I am.
I really think the 10 that you named and Chelsea Gray.
Yeah,
so
I'm ashamed I didn't know Chelsea Gray. That's embarrassing.
I think
Ionescu. I should have had that one too. That's almost unforgivable.
I think I would have gotten 11. That's what I would have gotten. So, but
where would you have done this time last year?
I could have done Asia Wilson, Chelsea Gray.
You probably could have gotten Griner,
Brittany Griner, Diana Taurasi.
And so you've doubled. So that I think is representative of where they are now.
Rebecca Lobo.
Oh, dude.
I think she's been
I don't
out of
think
the
she
league for like
counts
10
though.
years.
She's not playing, but that's a name.
Oh yeah, Erica Agumbowale.
Agumbowale.
She's on the Wings. They're a joke. I don't go for Wings players. I don't go for them. So no, I don't care about her. The Wings. They've lost 11 games in a row. Not cheering for that scrubby dub team. But how many hockey players can you name?
Not that many.
Not 8?
I don't think so.
Wow.
I wish I could.
Isn't that wild
honestly,
to think about?
I honestly don't think I could name more than. I don't think I could name 10.
Wow.
Isn't that awful? I mean, yeah, I couldn't. Nothing comes to mind.
I guess. I mean, if you're not a fan per se, then I mean, I guess I get like could you have named Connor McDavid before these playoffs?
I knew of Connor McDavid.
Have you heard of Austin Matthews?
I knew that he was the first round pick, the next coming of the last year or two.
Big star,
I've heard his name mentioned.
Jake Ottinger.
I have no idea.
The Stars goalie.
Don't know
him.
But I'm not alone here. I don't feel I'm behind the pack here.
I don't think you're wrong. Yeah.
But like I had no idea who playoff Bob was.
Do you know his name?
Bob Bobrovsky.
Do you know his first name?
No. Pavel Igor
Sergey.
I knew it was something like that.
Wow. Yeah. I mean,
but I think if you ask me any
Sidney
Russian,
Crosby.
Sidney is the other guy, obviously. Who
Alex Ovechkin.
I thought he was retired already.
Still playing.
I thought Alex O was gone.
Still playing.
Mm-hmm.
So you do okay. You can
Well, see,
name like
I mean, I hear
five.
the names and I go, oh, yeah. But if you go name them, I have
couldn't do
no concept. And I certainly couldn't tell you what teams they're on.
Well, you say Connor Bedard a lot.
See, I know that name because
Connor Bedard's the 18-year-old kid that just got drafted by the Blackhawks.
So
He's supposed to be the next Sidney Crosby.
So Connor Bedard is the next Sidney Crosby, and
Sidney Crosby
Connor
was the next Mario Lemieux, and Mario Lemieux was the next Wayne Gretzky.
There we go.
That's how it works.
So Lemieux and Crosby played together at Pittsburgh for a moment.
Very, very briefly, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So, and actually, I don't even know if that's true. I think Yager might have been the one who played with Crosby. I think Lemieux may have been retired
already by then.
Yeah.
That shows how much. And that's been a decade ago at least, right? Yeah.
Oh, well over a decade ago.
Because I remember when Crosby was the next and turned out to be he won.
Good player.
Yeah.
Good player. But yeah, you can name more WNBA players than hockey players. That's how you know you're woke, Rob.
I'm woke. I am. When you think woke,
I think Rob Thompson.
On top of it, man.
Damn right, Bubba.
I will get your pronouns correct at the first opportunity.
Yeah. And you'll never, ever get them incorrect.
Are you kidding? No.
Except you did once already with a WNBA player. You did the wrong.
Well, wasn't the wrong pronoun, just
I think
wrong genre.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which, if you want a marketing opportunity,
you
want to sell some tickets.
Yeah.
You want to talk about halftime.
You want to talk about listen, when
that's a halftime act.
If you got a roster spot open up, Brianna Banks.
It'll open an entirely different avenue of fandom.
Is it? What's
a unique uniform on top of that?
I don't know. I don't know how Brianna Banks must have been a famous porn star at one point, because I don't know that I can name 10 porn stars. It's like I only know of the famous ones.
Yeah,
like
I know the old days when
Jenna
porn stars mattered. Yeah, now porn stars, there aren't any.
But Brianna Banks is like one of the big names that I remembered.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think we'll ever go back to the glory days of the porn star.
No. It's too easy now.
OnlyFans. OnlyFans. They're all your porn stars next door.
And plus, I mean, how can we learn in Texas about porno when Pornhub's blocked here?
I keep hearing that. So nobody in Texas can watch porn?
I guess not, unless you. I mean, I'm sure you can get on the dark web.
So I think if I was of a mind to study such things, I would like to see the rates of like violence or whatever. The moment that the Texans were not allowed to hit porn, there's always an unintended consequence.
Oh yeah.
So where is that frustration being released? Is it is it in crime? Is it in public? I don't know what's going on.
What porn prohibition?
Because they're letting off steam somehow.
Prohibition is really bringing down our society.
It didn't stop drinking, and it certainly hadn't stopped the whacking. I can tell you that. It's still happening.
Cowboys talk coming up next. What? Morning Huddle 94.1.
Riding the work with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. It's the Morning Huddle, KTFM Floresville.
Joe Reinagle here. I want to tell you about something that has completely changed my life. I had vision correction surgery at Parkhurst New Vision. The results are amazing. The readers are a thing of the past. Hey, if you're like me and tired of those glasses, call Parkhurst New Vision at 210-585-2020. They offer a variety of services like vision correction surgery. So call Parkhurst New Vision, 210-585-2020, or get them online at sanantoniolasik.com.
Mark your calendars. Life Horse Racing is back in season at Retama Park. Gates open at 5:30 Thursday. Get your tickets online at retamapark.com. Retama Park, where the excitement begins. See you at the races.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital. All you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyerforus.com.
At Progressive, we know money can't buy happiness. But money did buy your boat, where you find peace fishing, unlike at home with 3 teenage daughters. Because fish never argue about who stole whose crop top, or get mad the other fish used up all the hot water. No, they just swim around, never embarrassed to be seen with you in public. So save money by bundling your boat or RV insurance with home or auto from Progressive. And buy more happiness, or something close to it. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers, not available in all states.
Enjoy your summer even more by switching to Total by Verizon. Now you can get 50% off any unlimited data phone plan. That's one line for only $25 a month, and you keep the phone you love. Hurry! This is a limited time offer, so find a store or switch at totalbyverizon.com. Offer ends 7/31/24. Promo subject to cancellation after 12 months. Available exclusively online and in Total by Verizon stores. Requires a compatible unlocked device and SIM. See totalbyverizon.com for device compatibility and additional details. Taxes and fees may apply.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textblend.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Replace stopped, opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details.
Homeowners, ready to replace your windows or patio doors, but think it's going to be too expensive? Well, think again, because with Renewal by Andersen, you can get top quality, affordable windows and patio doors for no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. That's right, you don't pay a dime for an entire year. Just text LONG to 200-300 right now for your free in-home window consultation and free price quote. Upgrade your home with new energy-efficient windows and doors installed by certified master installers from Renewal by Andersen and get their best in the nation 20-year warranty. Renewal by Andersen is the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies. Act now and get your windows and patio doors for no dollars down, no payments, and no interest for an entire year. Plus, save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Text LONG to 200-300. Text the word LONG to 200-300. Don't wait. Text LONG to 200-300.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio Sports Center.
It's a Game 7 kind of Monday as the Texas A&M Aggies are taking Game 3 against Tennessee tonight, a game you can catch live right here on ESPN AM 1250 starting at 5:45. In hockey, yes, Game 7. Can Edmonton do it? They're traveling to the Panthers to see who takes the NHL. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Bom, bom, bom. The Dallas Cowboys. Vaquero de Dallas. Some would call them America's team, Rob.
I would. Ask ESPN. I think they would.
America's team. There's a story out in the New York Times saying, what should each NFL team be worried about entering training camp? And
I'm so glad I don't have to write all these columns. I'm so glad I'm not
picking one concern for every team. Only
one
major concern. If I said, what is the major concern for the Dallas Cowboys, at least on the field, what would you say that is?
Number one is your quarterback's contract. Not so much your quarterback, the quarterback's contract.
Okay. Well, that's why I said on the field, because that's not an on the field thing.
Well, okay,
that's a
your
decision
quarterback
to be made.
Your quarterback.
Okay.
His longevity. That's the most important first question. Now, there's others very quickly to follow, but the first one you have to answer is this one.
Well, the one that these guys answered is, how quickly will injured defenders return to expected form? And it says the Cowboys have justified a lot of their inactivity, particularly on the defensive side, by pointing to the return of players that they lost last year due to injury. DeMarvion Overshown, obviously out with an ACL. Trayvon Diggs tore his ACL. The Cowboys added Eric Kendricks in free agency. They're going to rely heavily on Overshown emerging as the real deal. After not re-signing Gilmore, they're going to count on Diggs returning to his all-pro level to hold down one side opposite Deron Bland. Do you believe that's a big issue for them? Do you think that those two guys have to be major impact guys?
I think that's an RPP. If you came into the season and that's your biggest concern is Bland's health.
Well, technically, I guess it's Overshown and Diggs' health.
Well, Overshown's a cat we have no idea about.
Yeah.
So if you're banking on something that we have never seen, okay, that just seems like important matters to be dealt with after you've put together the future of your franchise, which would include the biggest quarterback head coach issue you've dealt with in 25 years. You've got the player of the next 10 years on your team in Micah, and you got to figure out how to keep him on, which is the face of the league. And we haven't started to talk about this super expensive wide receiver. But yeah, if you want to focus on whether a second string safety can get back or a fourth round draft pick can fix his knee and find his way on the kickoff squad. Yeah, okay, we'll focus on that.
Well, listen, he was promising in camp.
No, the thing is, Overshown should be if things had been done right, and if Dak had been signed to whatever the contract's going to be, short-term, long-term, or whatever, if that had already been done, we'd already settled on whether McCarthy was going to be around here for any length of time. The real problem should have been this. But no, they kicked the can down the road so far that we're still talking about Dak's contract, which we've talked about for 5 years now. So yeah, if they'd done things right and this column was written, let's say, in the understanding that Dak's deal would have been taken care of, short-term, long-term, whatever, then yeah, maybe we should be worried about those kind of nuts and bolts things. But no, we got to figure out if we're even going to have a quarterback and a coach that we know next year.
You're very animated.
Well, I'm just saying, I mean, that is the kind of column that should have been written about the Cowboys as they came into July. That's what the proper concern should have been that. But no, we don't even know if the quarterback that we have on the roster, any of them, will be here next year. Any of them, not just one of them. They could all be gone next year.
But I think this is more of what's going to happen on the field. So
I get it. But
coming into the season, we know Dak is going to be on the field. We know CeeDee Lamb is going to be on the field. We know Micah Parsons is going to be on the field in 2024.
Right. Okay. Then maybe we should talk about the offensive line.
I think that's a big concern as well.
Maybe we should talk about the utter lack of an NFL starting running back. We can maybe talk about that.
They had plenty of guys who started at running back at one point.
Yes. They have performed in a starter's role. Yes, they have.
That's right.
But we could talk about that. We could also talk about the search for another wide receiver, a second. They haven't really found that yet. We could talk about that because this isn't, at the end of the day, this is still an offensive football league. This is not about defense. This is about how many points can you score. Defense is a secondary. If you got a good one, you'll go a little bit further, but you got to have an offense first. And if our primary concern is the health of a fourth-string draft pick that's dealing with a knee or a safety that might need to get back in play, that would be good news. But I think we've got other problems.
The Cowboys currently are plus 145 to win the NFC East. That makes them the second favorite. Plus 105 are the Philadelphia Eagles.
Do you believe that this sort of chaos will breed something like that, will create an environment that provides a springboard for because it could. I mean, some teams do thrive in turmoil, and the idea that we might all be gone next year. Coach is going down with the ship. Let's all do it together. I just don't get the sense. I think on paper this looks really good. I mean, you're returning a lot, and you had a good football team that lost a weird way to a team that they probably should have beaten. But for those of us that are inside the mix, you go, you haven't really been paying attention, have you? Anybody who wrote that column, you really haven't. Yeah, you got the gist of it. You got the idea of where the Cowboys are, but you haven't really been paying attention to what's really going on with this team because it could be an utter disaster.
Doesn't it feel like, I mean, think about this for a second. Think of all the teams in the NFC. Aside from San Francisco, don't you think every team or every market that they're talking about NFL football in right now is saying, yeah, it could be really good or it could be a total disaster. Like, I imagine they're having these conversations in Philly. I imagine they're having them in Detroit.
I don't think
Green
so.
Bay.
What Philly and Detroit have done, nailed in and protected their long-term pieces. Those guys, there is some comfort in knowing.
But
that you've got those things no matter what happens.
But is there comfort in knowing that, okay, we paid Jalen Hurts right after he had his awesome year, and then last year he looked like just a guy?
But we know Jalen Hurts. We know the guy. He had a lot of injuries. Philly dealt with it, as many or more injuries. And that's the thing you look at when you're on the inside of the bubble. You go, well, I understand the doubts about Hurts. I get it if you're on the outside because you just saw the record. But on the inside, you go, half that defense was on the IR last year, that they were playing from behind a lot. The running game they thought they were going to have didn't quite measure up. And all those combined to having a lesser season, but it still wasn't a bad season. They just spent a lot of time on IR. That's what Eagle fan looks at. Now, fans on the outside look and go, oh, my goodness, lousy year, overpaid, he's going to fall apart. Philly hadn't acted like that. They haven't had any concerns about his future. They know that they had other issues. Cowboy fan on the inside goes, yeah, I get the overshown concern, but let's be honest about the situation we find ourselves.
It's so funny that, you say that Jalen Hurts had a down year last year. Nobody in Philly's worried about it.
I don't think so.
Meanwhile, Dak Prescott was second in the MVP voting, and everyone who's talking Cowboys is like, I don't know if he's going to be here. I don't know if we want him here.
If Jalen had been here for 8 years and had failed repeatedly, for his fault, not his fault, team's fault, whatever, then I think we'd be in a very different boat. Now, come talk to me in 2 years.
Yeah.
As this contract starts to wind down and they start to figure out how much do we see Jalen being a part of this franchise 4 years from now, then we'll start talking about whether it was worth it or not. But now it's still good.
I think Detroit, maybe because Detroit's still dealing with the honeymoon phase of optimism, where they've been so crappy for so long that now they're like, oh, things are going great. And it's going to be really hard to take them down. But the truth is, Jared Goff is your quarterback. And Jared Goff could easily turn into a pumpkin tomorrow. And no one should be surprised because Jared Goff's been a pumpkin before.
Right.
So, if you're going in feeling like, oh, Jared Goff he's our guy. He's the guy who's going to take us to the promised land. I don't know how you could feel that way and feel confident about it. But I don't trust any team in the NFC outside of San Francisco. I feel like every one of them has things that if they're not worried about, they should be worried about.
That's the key. They should be. They have time. And they've got enough there, even if they had a down year this year, even if they got a target on their back and they just injuries and they slow down. I still think they've got about 3 years of fan goodwill already in place.
I think so.
Do you worry that they could turn into an Atlanta, that they could flame out fast?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because, listen, I believe that Dan Campbell is a really good motivator. And I believe that there is I don't think Dan Campbell's a caveman or a dummy. Because I don't believe Sean Payton would have kept him around for all those years that he did if he was a dummy caveman. Like Sean Payton's too smart of a guy to keep around a dummy just because he's a rah-rah guy. But I don't think that Dan Campbell's like an elite level play caller. And he likes to surround himself with other guys that are like him, like kind of rah-rah guys. And God bless him. I think the best thing that could have happened to Detroit this season was that they kept Ben Johnson. I thought for sure Ben Johnson was gone. I thought he was going to be the head coach of anybody. And for some unbeknownst reason, Ben Johnson is still in Detroit. Somebody should have. I know he said I wanted to stay here. You money whip that guy, he would have come. Somebody didn't money whip him, whatever. I worry that when Ben Johnson leaves, the house of cards around Dan Campbell falls. Maybe they've got another year. I think there's a lot of people in Green Bay who are optimistic about Jordan Love, and I'm not 100% sold that Jordan Love is what people think he is. I think, to me, there's a reason why, Jordan Love couldn't get on the field for a long time, even when Aaron Rodgers was kind of falling apart.
Right.
Still couldn't get on the field. I don't know. Freaking Atlanta's favored to win the NFC South. I don't think Atlanta's even a good football team. They were a bad team last year. They've got a brand new coach, and they've got a quarterback coming off an Achilles injury, and they're favored to win their division. I've got no faith in them.
Look at all the running backs. They have like 9 running backs.
They have one good running back.
A bunch of running backs and a bunch of wide receivers that look like tight ends and tight ends that look like wide receivers. They got all kinds of stuff going on.
They've got a really good running back that apparently they just don't want to give the ball to.
They give it to the other guy.
Yeah, like not the guy you used a top 5 pick on. Don't want to give him the ball. Give it to some other guy. But yeah, I don't. So I just think in the NFC, there's a whole lot. Like the Rams are so confusing because the Rams could be really good or really crappy. I've got no. I like the Rams coach. The Rams have a good quarterback. The Rams have to stay healthy, obviously. And now they don't have Aaron Donald. I don't know what their defense looks like going forward. But I just don't. I trust one team in the whole NFC. I know the 49ers are going to be there at the end. I don't know.
What does this article say about the primary issue for San Francisco? What is their biggest concern coming into it? Is it the maturation of their quarterback? Is it the gelling of a team that a lot of guys want some money? The loss of Ayuk, which seems imminent. I mean, what are they telling me that I should be worried about if I'm a Niner fan?
Have they done enough to improve both lines of scrimmage? The 49ers ranked in the 20s when it came to pass protection last season, and that's part of why they lost the Super Bowl. 26th in run defense efficiency. The defense as a whole.
Yeah, but when you
not
have
as good.
leads, sometimes that run defense efficiency gets skewed just a bit.
The D line looks a lot different. Malik Collins and Jordan Elliott replacing Eric Armstead and Javon Kinlaw. And the 49ers drafted an offensive lineman, Dominic Pooney, and signed some swing tackle options. That's step one for improving pass protection in front of Brock Purdy. So that's what they're going to see, is if they can protect Brock Purdy. They've got enough weapons. And you're right. I think if they were, I mean, they play with a lead and then they just pass rush.
Yeah, that's the kind of concerns that you would expect with San Francisco because they handle their business.
They don't have a lot of concerns, really.
Yeah.
I'd feel really good if I'm San Francisco. And just looking at the odds to win the conference, the 49ers are plus 250 to be in the Super Bowl, plus 250. The next closest is Detroit at plus 550.
That is nuts. That is as big a prohibitive favorite as I've seen other than the Kansas City a couple of years ago, where it is just about a foregone unless something horrible happens that they're in it to win.
Yeah. Cowboys are 7-1.
See, Vegas knows that's a more appropriate number.
Yeah. Eagles are 7-1.
Yeah.
Packers 8-1. Falcons 12-1. The one team that I swear I don't understand the optimism on this team. I don't get it. I know their defense looked less trashy down the stretch, but the Chicago Bears, I don't understand who's still thinking this is a really good team. They've got a rookie quarterback.
I feel some Texans coming on. I do. I think they're going to come. They got to.
It's so rare for a rookie quarterback to even be competent is rare. Much less to do what CJ Stroud did.
I think there's more in Chicago than we remember. I think they've got a little bit more talent than. I'm not saying they're the Texans in total team quality, but as far as turnarounds, I see 4 more wins than last year.
In the AFC, Chiefs are your favorite, 3-1. Ravens 5-1. Bengals and Bills 7-1. Texans plus 850. Jets and Dolphins both 11-1. The Jets it's just a head scratcher to me.
Let's pray to the football gods that this is a thing. We want the Jets to have a hell of a year. We do. Come on.
Chargers 20-1.
Nah. When you brought up Ben Johnson, all I can think of is the comparisons to another OC that was there. That when you have the opportunity to become a head coach, you take it.
Mm-hmm.
You never pass it up.
Yeah.
Even if it's a bad job, because that opportunity might not ever come again. And I don't think little Kellen Moore is ever going to get an opportunity to be a head coach.
I don't think so either.
I think he had it was burning hot. He had the opportunity. He chose not to. And no matter what in this league, it'll humble you. It'll bring you back down. And he brought back down, and now he's just bouncing as he's just another OC.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's He's one of those guys like, and he's a guy, like you said, it's hot for him. Jim Bob Cooter was another guy like this. It's like, oh, this guy could do. First of all, no one's going to hire a guy named Jim Bob Cooter to be their head coach. He sounds like a character on the Dukes of Hazzard. But no, I think Kellen Moore's fallen into that category of like, yeah, he's going to be bounced around as an OC and maybe a quarterback's coach if things go worse.
Again, there's nothing wrong with that, but you counsel guys as other coaches. Should you take a job? Should I take this? I don't know anybody that should ever turn down a head coaching job unless I can't imagine, because those opportunities just don't come, and we're going to see that kind of. Ben's got one more year. If he doesn't take it this year, after this season, he won't get another one.
The problem is now for Kellen Moore, I mean, this is his third team in 3 years.
And 3 entirely different kinds of quarterbacks. I mean,
and you can't say like, well, he could have done better if he had a better quarterback. Dude's had Dak Prescott, Justin Herbert, and now he's going to have Jalen Hurts. If you're not looking good with those guys, that's a you problem. It's not a quarterback problem. It's a you problem.
Mm-hmm.
Like you had Justin Herbert just had his worst year with you. That should tell, and he has a new OC every year.
So
that should tell you something. Maybe he's just not that good. All right, let's hit a break. When we come back, apparently people are saying that people who have just moved to Texas, this may be bad news for me, are regretting moving here.
I'm hearing that more and more, and I appreciate it.
We'll talk about why. It's the Morning Huddle, 94.1. Are you talking to me?
No, not you.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up Monday on The Blitz, Jason Minix makes his return. He will be back. There'll be a lot to talk about. The NBA draft is coming up on Wednesday. A preview, I know. And how about those Aggies? Did they get it done? We'll talk about that as well. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You want another way to add excitement to watching the NBA playoffs? Jason Minix here. Let me tell you about Underdog Fantasy. It is a fan favorite way to play fantasy sports, especially playing the pick'em game, where you pick between 2 and 5 players to build your pick'em entry, and all you have to do is select higher or lower on player stats. If your picks hit, you can win up to 100 times your money. Endless projections to choose from. It is fantasy and it is legal in Texas. So get started by going to the easy-to-use Underdog Fantasy mobile app or go to the website underdogfantasy.com. Sign up with my promo code STAR, and Underdog will give you a mystery special pick to use on your first pick'em entry and a deposit offer. Must be over 18 and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Again, sign up using my promo code STAR at underdogfantasy.com.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
If you need bold banners to boost your business, but you're on a budget, think Staples. Because now at Staples, you can save up to $50 on your print purchase. From posters and flyers to signs and menus, Staples can print anything you need to move your business forward. And with Staples Print Perfect Guarantee, it's done right or it's printed again free. Plus same-day services available on hundreds of items if you order by noon. Get it printed right at Staples. And now get up to $50 off your print purchase. And 7/6, visit staples.com/print for details.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like choosing Derek Jeter as the pinch hitter for your baseball team.
Jeter, you're in. We need a home run.
I'll give it a try. I've swung a bat once or twice.
That's out of here.
Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
For more than 75 years, University of Maryland Global Campus has given you the opportunity to build your next success. Choose from more than 135 degree and certificate programs in career-relevant fields like business, healthcare, data analytics, cybersecurity, and more. Plus, we offer 100% online and hybrid courses. personalized advising, and lifetime career services. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
We're definitely going to be late to the concert. I feel like we should be there by now.
I'm just taking a little detour. I gotta fill up my gas tank, and I know this place a couple towns over where the gas is cheaper.
Are you serious? We're going to be late for the concert because you're driving out of the way for cheaper gas? Just use Upside.
What's Upside?
Upside is the free cashback app that gets you real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, I can get cash back just for buying the gas I need anyway?
Yes, I use it all the time, and I've made around $200. Now pull over so you can download the Upside app before we miss the concert.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code WOW25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank, PayPal, or as a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code WOW25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code WOW25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. That's code WOW25.
Over the past decade, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the UFC fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch a game. The Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant and in the same plaza as the Big Blind there at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Rob, you're getting old, my man.
Lunch is on you.
Damn. Rob couldn't find his wallet on the way in.
Well, no, actually, AJ, I'd like to take full response. I didn't even know I didn't have my wallet.
Oh, I thought you said you couldn't find it this morning.
I thought I couldn't find it, but I thought I'd left it in my backpack. I thought it was in my backpack and never really looked. So I just assumed it was still there, and I just got a text from my wife that she just washed my wallet.
So, money laundered.
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, that's how I
Thank you. I'll be here all
wash
week.
my money.
I'll be here all week. In fact, I'm
Your help.
going to do 2 shows on Thursday.
Yes, you're going to be out at the Retama, which is
That's
awesome.
right.
Now they're opening their live meet,
Yes.
which we are all excited about that. And you and Minix are going to be on the call.
We're going to call
And
the
down
race.
the stretch they come. You got to work on that.
That's a whirling dervish. It's the brown horse. The brown horse with the white nose in the lead. And here comes the black horse. The black horse coming up strong. But the brown horse cannot be passed. The brown horse with the purple sash is the winner.
Help. I need names. So you're not going to be very good at this. You're going to be.
I'm going to be.
You're going to become the Dave South of race broadcasting. You're just going to name the brown horse just won.
No,
brown horse won. Gray horse was second.
The Dave South way to call it would be like if I've bet money on the brown horse, I'd be
You'll
like
know all about the brown horse the entire day.
The brown horse is in the lead. The brown horse is running away with this.
Oh, they lost.
Here comes the black horse. That black horse is moving fast.
Dave South, we love you.
Oh, God dang it.
We love you, Dave. He made you feel good till the end. You thought you had a chance.
And then there's just silence, and you say, brown horse.
Brown horse.
Brown horse doesn't get the job done today.
So I can't wait to hear this on Thursday.
It ain't the brown horse.
I want to hear the play-by-play.
I hope you're ready.
The first meet.
I'm gonna be on the money. On the money, baby. I hope it's a quarter horse race because I could probably be effective for about
thoroughbred
20 seconds.
No, I think you're going to be doing the mile and a quarter stuff. This ain't the sprints.
I'm gonna have to have my binoculars.
Yeah,
I don't even have binoculars.
Well, you're going to have not just binoculars. You're going to have the railbird binoculars, and I don't know what those are, but I'm sure there's something very specific.
Do they have one of those machines I can put a quarter in and like see?
Like you're on a bridge?
Yeah. Like I'm viewing the Statue of Liberty or something. Oh, I'm going to be terrible at this.
Thursday, you'll be sitting in for Jobu, and you and Jason will be at Retama opening their live.
That's right. So when you say I'm going to be calling the races, I read that as well. I'm going to be calling them on the radio?
I assume so.
Or is it going to be over the air? I mean, that's okay. I'm okay embarrassing myself in front of the radio audience, but will I also be calling it
to the track crowd?
To the track crowd.
Those that are close to us, we always set up a speaker or two, but I think they'll have a professional race announcer to handle those kind of duties.
Okay.
Not that you're not a professional race announcer in that you will being paid while you're there to announce.
But I'm a rookie.
Yeah, well.
You think Minix has ever done this before?
Minix has called everything known to man.
Yeah, he's got a big
point. I'm
advantage
sure
here.
he's done a horse race.
He's a play-by-play guy.
Yeah.
I am not.
So this should be an interesting afternoon.
Like most guys who were at one point new in radio, struggling to make money in radio. Most guys in radio, when you start out, you make no money. And you get tricked into doing high school football to make extra money. And I did that for a while. And
we need to talk after the show.
No, I'm done with those days. I worked really hard to make enough money that I don't have to do that. But as I got more and more, as my show started to gain some traction, I was able to ask more and more money to do high school football because I didn't really want to.
Yeah,
do
you got to
it
be
anymore.
careful when you lay $1 and they say yes. Then you're committed.
My last year doing high school football, I made $500 a game.
So yeah, you're committed.
Well, and I did it. I mean, it's $500.
Then you come into Keldon though. You just show up for work. You're not that fired up. It's easy money.
The first year it was like $100 a game, and I was like, "Oh, this is awesome." The last year I was like, "I'm going to ask for $500. There's no way they're going to give me that."
Mm-hmm.
And then after that season, they were like, "We can't pay you $500 a game anymore," because the team I was doing went all the way to the state championship game.
So you got like 14 games.
I got a bunch. They were like, "Oh my God, this is ridiculous." But hey, they signed up for it. I moved to Texas now almost 2 months ago.
And it hadn't stopped raining since.
No, it hasn't. But there's people who are regretting their move to Texas. Many Californians and New Yorkers, it says, moved to Texas during the pandemic, hoping to find a cheaper way of life.
They didn't find out about property tax and sales tax and taxes on the tax and
the made-up taxes that I got hit with at the Alamo Draft House.
Liquor bottle opening tax.
Now many of them are regretting their decisions. There's last year, Texas was ranked as the worst state for living. I don't know about that. But the regrets for Texas are coming for several reasons. One, apparently, is weather and our ability to handle weather.
Weather concerns are valid.
They are. Now, in Vegas, I dealt with extreme heat.
Yeah.
But you just get used to it.
It's dry heat.
It's a dry, you can see people make fun of that. It's so much easier to deal with a dry heat than it is humidity. In a dry heat, you get in the shade and it's like 20 degrees cooler. In Houston, you get in the shade and it doesn't feel any different.
It feels worse.
Yeah. San Antonio, I always pictured as a dry heat town.
No. Well,
it's not Houston bad.
But with the climate change or however you want to define what's going on, whether it be natural or whatever, we are becoming more and more Houston-like and less Dallas-like.
Yeah. But it says here for Texas, summers can be very hot, yes. And in the winter, storms can cause massive shortages and damage.
Only one. It's happened once.
The state can also experience devastating events such as hurricanes, tornadoes, and flash floods.
That's just a weekend in August.
I do hate hurricanes. I think we should outlaw them. I'm done with them. I'm hurricaned out.
Well, you need to.
You don't get hurricanes
talk to our
here,
elected
though.
officials. No, well, we get the fallout. We always get the leftover rains, but no, we get the evacuees more than we get the weather.
Yeah, you get you get tourism dollars.
Yeah, we get the it helps. Section 8 money, it comes in handy.
Education. It says while public education in Texas is not terrible, many school districts in the state are struggling with immense deficits, and some of them have low educational outcomes. In addition, Governor Abbott is pushing a school voucher proposal that could further underfund schools.
Going to devastate public schools.
Families moving to Texas with school-age children might find themselves disappointed with the public education options available in their chosen communities, leading to additional stress and potential relocation within the state, says a real estate expert. And then home prices and property taxes. While Texas has lower home prices than other states, they are rising as more people move to the state. Now people who move to Texas for an affordable lifestyle are finding that housing prices are not so cheap anymore. And that's a fact. It's happening here in San Antonio. It happened. The first place it happened was Austin. Austin blew up.
Mm-hmm.
I think Dallas was kind of right behind it.
But Dallas, they're building new stuff.
I mean, they have so much space to build.
Not Austin. You got to buy
Austin
the
didn't
old
have
stuff.
space. You got to buy old stuff. Houston is expanding, but Houston is getting expensive as well. San Antonio's kind of they're the last. This is the last frontier of like affordable major cities. It
really is.
Maybe El Paso.
It really is. But that door's going to close in about 4 years.
Yeah, we're running out of time. Which I got to get my wife and kids down here and buy a house before that bubble bursts. Texas also has the 7th highest property taxes in the U.S.
Well, when you don't have an income tax, you got to make some money somehow.
That's true. And it says that Texas also has a low number of primary care physicians, a high crime rate, and its status as a business-focused state has declined.
The highest rate of uninsured motorists, the highest rate of uninsured medically in the country. Then if you have any care for reproductive rights, this is not a place you want to come.
No.
So there are certainly barriers to entry, but if you want to come on, just stop jacking up the property values.
I think now that I'm here, we should cut off immigration. Like no out-of-staters can move here.
Well, we're trying to build a fence on one part of our state, but that's for foreigners.
No, I'm talking about
those dirty Louisianans.
I'm talking about out-of-state immigration.
Oklahomans.
More like Californians and New Yorkers. Keep them out of here. Don't want them California in this. They California'd up Vegas too. I'm telling you, all my neighbors, except for one, were Californians who I'm pretty sure, and I lived in a pretty nice neighborhood in Vegas. These people didn't even live in the houses. They had them to claim as their residents so they could pay lower taxes, and they were still living out in California.
Now that's a different world. That I can't even comprehend. That's one of the great things about being here, though. We have had the benefits of the no income tax, and property values have been good for the longest time.
Yeah, that's running out.
But
I hope you're buying now or soon.
Stupid California.
Don't try to buy in 5-6 years
from
from
now. Idaho, like other Californians. Go up north. You want to come down
take
here.
over Montana.
You bring weird food too. It's California food.
You know what they do? You know what they do out there? They put French fries on their burritos and tacos and stuff.
That's not
Instead
real.
of like papas fritas, they put French fries.
Just roll them in there.
Instead of like fried potatoes, they put French fries and roll it up in the burrito.
And their carne asada just ain't like ours. They just don't do it. Right.
They ain't doing nothing.
Not California and my Texas. You can stay in Austin though.
In California, it was carne asada.
Asada. Well,
asada.
So,
yeah.
A crispy fry. I'll take it.
You know what? My favorite thing they cook out there on the West Coast on the grill is tri-tip.
Now that is something that Texans we have. I greatly appreciate that. That was something brand new to me. That
it should be embraced. And I'm telling you now, if you say, "Oh, I'd love to smoke some meat, but I don't have 10 hours to spend by the smoker," boy, that tri-tip is a hell of a way to go, and it is damn good. And it takes about 3 hours. I mean, if that, and it is. And fine,
beefy flavor. You can grill it too.
That's right.
I'm sure Dry County would have one for you right now.
I bet they sure would. So I'm pro Texas, but I just don't want anybody else to live here.
That's it. We've always been that way.
And I said when I
leave.
When I lived in Austin, I didn't want anybody else to move to Austin. There was too many people coming. And I said, I'm out of here. I went to Houston. Too many people came.
I will say it's different for San Antonians to be the place, the destination. You know, normally most San Antonians got here because the government told them to come here.
Yeah.
Military, whether you came here through the Army or the Air Force, or you passed through and said you were coming back. Either you were born here or that's how you got here. You didn't come following industry. You know, that just wasn't a reason to come to San Antonio. You got here because of the military, or you were born here, or you had passed through here and wanted to come back here. Nobody just chose San Antonio because it was all the positive things that we've talked about what San Antonio's become. It's new to us. We're not used to being.
It doesn't make it good, though. It's not good.
I'm not saying good or bad, but it is nice.
It.
Well, the thing about San Antonio is it's nice to be kind of like, oh, you like us now, huh?
Yeah.
You're not going to move to Austin. You like to come here, do you? Oh, okay.
Well, it's because it's cheaper to live here. And I'm telling you, it's every place that I live. What happens is it ought like. I think I'm the curse, and
so
I'm
you're bringing
do
the rush. You're following the wave. Is that what happens?
Like when I lived in Nashville. Nashville was a cool town, and then it got too big.
Then it peaks.
I loved it when I first moved to Austin. I loved it there. I don't like it there. I'm not now. I wouldn't live in Austin now.
Well,
I wish I hadn't sold my house there. Wish I'd held on to that a little bit.
Don't we all?
But Houston got pretty big. Vegas is now getting pretty big.
Will bring that kind of national notoriety and title that a basketball thing can bring, and you'll experience what a true boom time in San Antonio is.
Okay.
There's no better time than when the Spurs are winning. No better time.
I told you I'll get a tattoo the day after they win the title. I'm getting inked up. I'm gonna have. I won't match yours, but I'll have a Spurs tattoo with you.
I think
Vic will get one too. Vic will get one on his throat.
We'll get a throat Spurs. Well, wait, that might be. I think there's some gangs that are using the Spurs.
Oh,
I think Tango Blast in Houston is using our logo.
As long as Vic doesn't go to Houston, it'll be all right.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
All right.
He's
worried about his
Antonio
safety
to the core. They ain't gonna run him off, Bubba.
Vic's down for his set.
All right, let's hit a break. When we come back, the daily lines. We got to see what this hockey game's at, what this baseball game's at. Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 FM, San Antonio Sports Star.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149. Lowe's knows owning a project means owning the right tools. And during Craftsman Days, you can save big on what you need from a brand you trust. Get a free Select V20 tool when you buy a Select Battery 2-pack. Plus, get your choice of the V20 string trimmer or leaf blower for only $99. Find these savings and more today. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 7/10 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate. And look at you, hands perfectly placed on the wheel, not like the driver to the right of you who's really going after that drum solo. Save with DriveWise in the Allstate app and only pay a rate based on you.
Not available in every state, subject to terms and conditions. Rating factors and savings vary, and in some states your rate could increase with high-risk driving. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Do summer projects your way with 4th of July savings from the Home Depot. With free delivery on over 2 million items, you can make the most of summer grilling and dig into gardening. Plus, get same-day delivery on thousands of products like power tools and storage to tackle any last-minute garage project. Summer your way with 4th of July savings from the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Order select and stock items by 4 p.m. subject to availability.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Pork rinds pack a protein punch and are the boldest low-carb snacks out there. Skip the chip and try Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds for that ultimate crunch. And with flavors that will have you craving for more, the time to stock up on Southern Recipe at H-E-B is now. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. Be big, be bold, be adventurous.
Ready for the ultimate outdoor adventure? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star has your chance to win a getaway to Telluride, Colorado. Your prize package includes airfare and luxurious hotel accommodations for two, plus thrilling expeditions like fly fishing, kayaking, ATV rides, and more. And it could be all yours. Enter once per day at sasportstar.com. You must be 18 or older to play. This is an Alpha Media company-wide contest. One winner will be chosen. Complete rules at sasportstar.com. Don't miss out on the adventure of a lifetime. Enter now at sasportstar.com.
This is Jason Minix from The Blitz. You're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Let's get wild. Some Careless Whispers.
Aggie baseball fan, explain whose walk-up song is George Michael's
I don't know why
Careless Whisper. I'm hearing that a lot.
I've heard that a couple times too. But like you search in Careless Whisper College World Series, and they're like everybody's like, why are they constantly playing George Michael's Careless Whisper?
Other people have asked that too.
Oh yeah, a lot of people are asking. You're not alone. It's a big deal.
I feel like I should know,
but a lot of people like it. A lot of people are happy.
I'm not anti-George Michael. It's fine. But I just at every break it felt like not only did you hear the cut from the song, but then you'd come back and the organ player would be playing.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Everything is improved by pipe organ. No matter the song. You put it on a pipe organ, it suddenly becomes a melodic dream.
Really?
No, it actually becomes an utter nightmare. But that's another story.
I was going to say, I could probably think of some songs that would not be great on that. But, to each their own.
Ever heard Megadeth on the organ?
Let's take a look at the daily lines.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You covered, yeah!
I got in my massive wager.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm not going to name the name of the book, but sports betting options are limited when you live in the great state of Texas. By the way, ironic that I can still bet on sports in Texas, but I can't watch pornography. Seems like they're,
they kind of both sins, right?
Right.
But one of them helps to fund education and the like, someplace. I'm not sure the porn industry has ever funded any education.
You don't think so?
But I'm sure the money that's landing in Vegas or Costa Rica, or
it's helping a lot of girls pay their way through college, I bet.
Yeah. Well, helping some unwed mothers get their start.
Funding education in a way.
Yes.
I'm not going to name the name of the book, but there's a major offshore sports book that you could use here in the, at your discretion.
Well, no, it's BetUS. You're just too good for it, man. Admit it. They don't want your money because you keep taking theirs. That's what's happening. It's okay. You can admit it. I don't feel bad about BetUS. If you kept taking mine, I'd shut you down too, or at least limit you.
I just don't. I mean, it
seems un-American. I'll give you that.
Book.
But
like, if you want to you're the one picking the numbers to put up.
Limited. I aspire to be you. I aspire to be told, you know what, Thompson, you're winning too much money. Well, that's never happened to me. They keep giving me more to gamble with. Like, you suck at this. Here's another $5,000. Have fun.
I tried to bet $250 on the under 10 on the College World Series today, and they said, "We'll give you 100. You can bet 100. That's it."
I saw you coming, man. You're taking their money.
Like the game 3, the big one. That's all I can get. It's and I didn't. What's funny is
spread it out.
I
like
have
mayonnaise.
zero history with them as a college baseball bettor.
Oh, they know who you are.
They're
following you.
Well, they've
you made what's the Green Book?
I've made the book.
The book.
I'm on the list.
You have to put on a disguise to go log in.
Yeah.
They're looking at you.
I'm going to have to switch over to another offshore book here.
I wonder how much bump the books are going to see today because it's game 7, because, we've got everything. I wonder how much money alone McDavid generates on his own, like bet for him, assists, score, whatever it might be.
In the college baseball game, I think more people are going to, this is going to be the most bet on college baseball game of the year.
It probably will, but it's hard to gamble on teams you really don't know.
I mean, I think you can name more college baseball players than hockey players.
No, that's entirely doubtful. I can't even name my team, but it's hard to. I know game 7 and it matters, and maybe a passing. I like them to win or the under, but I don't see a lot of prop bets coming through unless you are
probably not. And I don't even see any props available, at least at DraftKings. Tennessee's minus 230 at DraftKings, Texas A&M plus 175.
I mean, that's right. That's an appropriate Vegas number. Tennessee should be favored.
Over under is 10.
That seems little.
I like the under.
They placed it right. I think it's a little low.
I've got 100 crisp US dollars on the under. That's right. I'm going to buy myself a McDonald's value meal and get it supersized.
Well, I listened to you, so I took the Aggies to win, and I took the under.
Okay. Well,
just because I got to bet on them.
Yeah.
I can't not. So the money line's not bad. I'll take it.
There is another game tonight. The Stanley. Boy. Oh, man. This is awesome. What do you think the money line is on this game?
So you got to figure Florida's still favored, right?
Florida is favored.
Yeah, under 200.
Minus 112.
112.
Minus 108 on Edmonton. I mean,
so they don't know.
This is as close to a pick'em as you can be without being a pick'em. Boy, I'm glad I got my wager in on the under early, because it is now under 5.5 is minus 155. So a lot of money to the under. No shock. I mean, I think I had the right read on that last game when I said, you want the under in these.
There won't be any pulled goalies on this one, will they?
Well, I mean, you pull the goalie if you're down 3-1. You pull the goalie in hopes so you can have that extra attacker on and try and get that last one in. But I guess that's the danger always of pulling the goalie. But yeah, I got in a wager at right as soon as game 6 ended. I bet under 5.5 at minus 125. It's now minus 155. I bet the Panthers at minus 110. I don't have that much CLV with them. They're not minus 112 now. It's going to be a tight game. I bet the Panthers solely because I just think that it's so hard to come back from 3-0.
But, vacuum stuff. Florida wins
if Bobrovsky plays like he did in the first
playoff.
Games.
Bob's got to come back to form.
Yeah.
And Edmonton, it's Connor
McDavid. Yeah. If Connor McDavid can produce some magic. It's kind of like you said, offense versus defense in the College World Series game. I think that's what you're looking at here as well.
It's really hard to fathom that the hockey world is looking at the biggest game in 50 years. I can't remember. Have we said that about any of the other sports that we care about? Like this is the biggest thing that's happened in half a century. I can't remember. We've had a clash of the Titans like this. There have been some fights that I've looked at, but I can't remember in the NFL we haven't seen anything like this in 50 years, or in basketball either.
Yeah. You know what? I mean,
there's been some clashes of the Titans in college football of note recently.
Yeah. But you get 2 unbeatens or whatever.
Not that's being parsed like this.
No, I don't think so. I mean, and there's something too in this, unlike the NBA or unlike the NFL or college football, is you can have a game 7, and right. I think there is something to that. Like when you get the game 7s, that's exciting. Like the Warriors Cavs was a big deal. I remember that was like because it was the dynasty against LeBron. And it went to a game 7. There was some excitement about that. But you're right. Yeah, it's rare. And I don't know what because I don't think there's been anything. I guess there hasn't been a reason to be like that. There hasn't been somebody coming back from 0-3 for there to be a game that people are that excited about.
That is why This is so important. You need this. That now everybody, every coach, every division of every sport, well, if Edmonton can pull it off, gives you just that much more hope.
Every Game 7 in sports is awesome. But from 0-3 to 3-3, there is something like, whoa.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah, it is fascinating to me. So I'm enthralled. I'm excited about this thing tonight. I'm curious to see if again, I don't think Edmonton pulls it off. I kind of hope they do. I'm cheering for them. I don't have high hopes. How about that? On the diamond tonight, there is Michael Lorenzen going for the Rangers. Freddie Peralta on the mound for the Milwaukee Brewers. Brewers open -145. They're now -173.
After Scherzer and everything yesterday.
Yeah, Rangers have, probably got a little momentum. Book says, nah, no thanks. Give me the Brewers.
That might be an opportunity.
How about this? If I told you that the LA Dodgers were only going to be -124 against the Chicago White Sox.
Get on that now.
Yeah, that's what you'd think, right? They opened at -137. Chicago's taking money. James Paxton on the hill for the Dodgers. Garrett Crotchet on the mound for the White Sox. Surprising. -124 feels short. But that feels like a sucker play, right?
Did you see Ohtani over the weekend? That 450-foot blast where Johnson actually turned toward the camera and went, "Holy crap!"
He is really good at baseball, is what I'm noticing. You know what? I'm going to go out on the record and say that guy's good at baseball.
When you see coaches and other players just mouth open, you go, "That's truly different."
Yeah, he's a good sports player, and maybe a good pitching matchup today. Aaron Nola at Casey Mize, Philly and Detroit. Aaron Nola a -173 favorite at Detroit. All right, that'll do it for the program.
One down, baby. We are just a couple of days closer to the draft.
I hope your Monday gets better from here.
It's going to be a fine evening
all day.
Giga-Maggies, let's get some.
Good luck tonight. The Jason Minnick show will be on at 2:00 today. Joe is Jose Reinagel this week down in Mexico. We'll see you tomorrow, friends. Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is Jim Rome. Have a take, don't suck on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. KTFM, Floresville.
You want another way to add excitement to